Good evening. Before we start tonight's council meeting, we've got a few special recognitions, and we've also got an opportunity to swear in a new officer for the Newcastle Police Department. So if I could get Bo Ogden to come forward. Come right out here, Bo. Everybody can stare right at you. All right. Bo comes to us from the McLean County Sheriff's Department. So we're excited to have Bo with on the force. So you'll raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Bo Ogden,
I, Bo Ogden,
solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
and the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
and will faithfully, to the best of my ability,
and will faithfully, to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties of my office
discharge the duties of my office
as a law enforcement officer with the City of Newcastle,
as a law enforcement officer with the City of Newcastle,
that I will not knowingly
that I will not knowingly
receive directly or indirectly
receive directly or indirectly
any money or other valuable thing
any money or other valuable thing
for the performance or non-performance
for the performance or non-performance
of any act or duty pertaining to my office
or any act or duty pertaining to my office
other than the compensation allowed by law.
other than the compensation allowed by law.
Congratulations, Bo.
Thanks, sir.
And if I can get
Sure, either way.
Garber, come up here. We'll get a picture with him, and then we'll get a picture with the whole crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, all police force, you guys want to come up here and we'll get a picture with both.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Every time we take these pictures with Evelise, I said, she just smiles. She does. Make sure you can see Scott.
All righty. All right, everybody. 3, 2, 1, smile. All right. Thank you.
Get Bo's family to come up here, get a picture with you. Welcome aboard. Brother, appreciate it. All right, now we've got a few special recognitions. These are recognitions that come to us from the local municipal league, and they are honor rolls of service for individuals that have served a period of time with the city government. So our first one, if you've ever called in, for those of you watching from home, if you've ever called in because your water doesn't work, or you think your water is overcharged, or there's a water leak, you usually get to talk to Vita. And now tonight you'll get to see what Vita looks like. So
Vita.
Vita has been working for the city of Newcastle for 25 years.
Wow.
So,
Awesome.
especially.
I still think my meter's not working right.
Just one?
The next one, we'll go back to our friends in blue here. This individual's been working for several years, been a detective for us in our police department for a long, long time. So Kevin, we'll see if you'll come up. And Kevin's been with the city for 25 years as well.
Wow.
A picture with all the guys, which you bring them up here.
I've been with him all day.
You've been with us for what, 42 years?
I have a pair I have a pair that's both. I wear a pair.
BC, okay.
hair eyewear. Line. Mm-hmm.
Kevin's family.
Yeah, and then you can buy the little. And then I found on Etsy, people make these ears for them too, but they make them on their website too. I have them that match all my stuff.
Recognize that little running back.
He's ready to go.
Well, the next one is anxiously waiting for this to come up here.
Mhm.
So this is one, there's a lot of moving parts to a city. We've already talked about some of those. We've got our public works department, but if you've ever dealt with the city, you had to get a building permit, or you wanted to do a lot split, or you wanted to do anything. Your first step is, for the last 25 years, has been Miss Kathy Lynn. So
Oh.
Kathy, if you'll come up. Kathy's also been. Likes milk cows.
No one's got a milk.
Mhm.
Anybody have anything they want to say about any of these individuals?
What did we do before 25 years ago?
I don't know. It's odd anymore that you get that type of tenure
Mhm.
with people, and we appreciate the service that they've been willing to give to the city of Newcastle. It means a lot to us.
Their depth of knowledge is what's amazing.
Yes,
A lot of knowledge in there.
a lot of knowledge. So we appreciate you all. All right. So at this time, if everyone will rise, we'll have our opening prayer and flag salute.
Please join me in prayer. Lord, we come to you this evening humbly and thankful for your presence in our community. And we ask you tonight to bless our conversation, bless our time together. We're so thankful for all these employees tonight that have invested in the city of Newcastle. We ask that you guide our conversations tonight and lead us in directions that would benefit the citizens of Newcastle and the city of Newcastle in what we do this evening, and bless our time together. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All the spectators.
Guys, have a good evening. And gals. All right, at this time, I'll call the June 8th, 2026 meeting of the Newcastle Public Works Authority to order. First item on the agenda is roll call.
Carl Nell.
Here.
Gene Reed.
Here.
Todd D'Amico.
Here.
Mike Fullerton.
Here.
Marcy White.
Item number 2, discussion and possible action on approval of the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Motion second for approval of the agenda.
Gene Reed.
Yes.
Todd D'Amico.
Yes.
Mike Fullerton.
Yes.
Marcy White.
Yes.
Carl Nell.
Yes. Item number 3, citizens' comments. This is an opportunity for any citizen to comment on any matter related to the City of Newcastle Public Works that is not on the agenda. I might remind any potential speakers that all speakers shall clearly state their name and address for the record. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per person with only one speaking opportunity. Board members will not respond to comments or questions. The chair may end the comment period at his discretion, and prior authorization is required for distribution of materials or to approach the board. This time, is there any citizens' comment related to the City of Newcastle Public Works that is not on the agenda? When that agenda item comes up, we will have a comment period for that one.
I'm just concerned that it's not specific to what I don't know how to explain it. So there's an item on.
Could you please approach the podium, state your name and address for the record?
My name is Stephanie Padusis. I just had a question. So there's an agenda item on here about the water line. My specific concerns and questions were about the road. So I was just asking to clarify that's part of the agenda or a different meeting.
On item number 10?
Yeah, so
that'll all be discussed in conjunction with that.
so it's all in one. I can talk about the road on item 10. Okay, thank
Can
you.
we have your last name again?
Yeah, I can spell it for you. P-A-I, D as in dog, O-U-S-S-I-S. IS.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, any other citizen comments? All right, item number 4, consent agenda. Is there any member of the board that desires any item on the consent agenda to be removed and addressed individually? All right, seeing none, excuse me, seeing none, item number 4, consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve consent agenda?
Second.
Motion second for approval of the consent agenda.
Gene Reed,
Yes.
Todd DeMeco, Mike Fullerton,
Yes.
Marcy White,
Yes.
Carl Nell.
Yes. Item number 5, discussion and possible action on any items removed from the consent agenda, being no action on that agenda item. Item number 6, discussion and possible action on authorization for utility adjustments on non-collectible accounts. Item number 6A, accounts that are older than 5 years. There's a $29,659.01 balance on those.
That discussion just to write those off. Carl, is that what that is?
Yes. Those are ones that we sent.
Deemed uncollectible.
Yes. Our collection group is not.
Make a motion to approve agenda item 6A?
Second.
Motion is second for approval of item number 6A.
Gene Reed,
Yes.
Todd DeMeco,
Yes.
Mike Fullerton,
Yes.
Marcy White,
Yes.
Carl Nell.
Yes. Item 6B, accounts owing less than $8, total of $18.77.
Motion to approve agenda item 6B?
Second.
Motion is second for approval of item number 6B.
Gene Reed,
Yes.
Todd DeMeco,
Yes.
Mike Fullerton,
Yes.
Marcy White,
Yes.
Carl Nell.
Yes. Item number 6C, accounts held in name of decedents, $825.70 in that item.
Motion to approve agenda item 6C?
Second.
Motion second for approval of item number 6C.
Gene Reed,
Yes.
Todd DeMeco,
Yes.
Mike Fullerton,
Yes.
Marcy White, Carl Nell.
Yes. Item number 7, public hearing, discussion, and possible action on approval of the annual budget of the Newcastle Public Works Authority, including amendments thereto, if any, for fiscal year July 1, 2026 through June 30, 2027, and adoption of NPWA resolution number 2026-01.
There have been no major changes to the budget since it was presented May 21st at our budget workshop. There may be some, with the CDs that we have invested, some of that will change just a little bit. Jeannie and I are going to meet about that tomorrow. But roughly there is $6.5 million, I believe it is, in those. We're probably going to pull out about $1.5 million, somewhere in there, and reinvest the rest. The reason we're going to pull that out is because these projects for OTA, the relocation of utilities, is going to start fairly quickly. And as you'll see here in just a little while, our portion of that cost share, council, we have discussed this a few months back, that we would use this money in Fund 14 to pay for these utility relocations. So that's where that'll be coming from. 7 months is the shortest term for a CD investment. We're going to need that money before 7 months to start paying some of that cost, I'm sure. So other than that, there's really no major changes at all that's for NPWA budget.
Any public comment on this agenda item? All right, I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve item 7.
Second?
Motion is second for approval of item number 7.
Gene Reed, Todd DeMeco,
Yes.
Mike Fullerton,
Yes.
Marcy White, Carl Nell.
Yes. Item number 8, discussion and possible action on approval of Oklahoma Turnpike Authority utility relocation agreement for professional engineering services between the City of Newcastle and Wall Engineering.
And this is basically the engineering agreement for Wall to do all of the engineering and plans for the utility relocations for the OTA project. I mean, it's self-explanatory there. But
And we have sewer for sure. Do we have water too?
yes,
Water and sewer?
yeah.
They're going to have to move that 24-inch Oklahoma City water line and move our pump station.
Mm-hmm.
That's all got to be relocated
Really?
to the south, because our current pump station is in Portland, we'll have about 16 to 18 foot of fill on top of it. So that and some other smaller water lines.
Just moving it further south?
Yes.
And then up at Tri-City too, right? Is it more of it? Is this just for the pump or it's all of it?
It's all of it. For sewer, we're having a sewer connection that currently we can gravity sewer up to the north side of where the turnpike will go through.
Uh-huh.
With the turnpike coming through, there's going to be 15-foot wide or deep ditches on either side of that. We will not have the ability to gravity sewer up there. So we're going to have to relocate that sewer line back to the narrowest place we can, and they're going to put basically a bore in there for us, or a casing, so that we can run a line that were to develop that Fox property or anything north around the power plant.
Mm-hmm.
Then that would allow that to still be served by sewer and us not have to bore the turnpike.
We get reimbursed for the relocates, right?
We get
Do we?
reimbursed for relocates to rebuild what was there.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And we're choosing to upsize
Yeah.
a lot of this.
Yep. Okay.
Now that particular sewer relocate is not a betterment. We're not choosing to upsize it. We're just choosing to ensure that we have the ability to sewer that northern portion north of the turnpike connection, which we currently have. We can gravity it. So they're building a lot more than just replacing what they're tearing out in exchange for taking our ability to gravity feed that up there.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And then and then they're going to sever the bore going across I-44 that comes over south side of Rock Hollow.
Oh, yeah.
So we're relocating that and splitting that sewer service.
But that's not a part of this particular agreement.
It's not part of that one. Okay.
Yeah, it's
The one by Rock Hollow will be a
Yes.
different one.
It's separate.
Okay.
And
Okay.
we don't have to bid engineering fees even if they exceed a certain amount, correct? They're just negotiated.
It's professional services.
So is this percentage the same as what we negotiate with Wall on a regular basis?
Very close, yes.
Okay. 'Cause it seems to be about 10% of that project cost, and we have to bear all of this cost, right? OTA is not,
Front.
they're not reimbursing us any of Wall's expenses, correct?
That's correct.
So if you looked at your packet, this is over $1 million engineering fees. So anyway, that makes sense as to why you're keeping out a certain amount of money right now, is what Jeannie said, right? To help cover those engineering costs. Am I in the right frame of mind?
Well, so that's a good point that you bring up, because it was my understanding that the $920,469
Yeah.
that we're going to pay includes engineering.
That's Wall's fees, right?
Right.
And then there's an inspection fee on the second page of like 3 something. So it tracks over $1 million, but
My understanding was that
construction
923
inspection.
was our full cost.
What was on page?
I'll certainly,
You don't have to give me an answer tonight. It's not, I trust that we've negotiated a percentage with Wall that's appropriate on a contract this big. I don't know if we ask for a different percentage or not, or if we just go with a straight percentage they always give us, but that's just a big contract. So
It is.
a lot of work. I thought page 2 of that, Kevin, had a,
I'm trying to find it here.
Right here, you want it? Got it?
we can get to it.
Let's see. I think so. It's 1,000,000 7. The 923,000 is the our share of the 7%, 7.64% of the total project cost, which does include engineering.
Page 15 of the packet,
Well,
owner shall pay engineer construction inspection, $24,580 a month for 8 months, almost $200,000. So that's in addition, or is that a line item on the other page? Didn't see it on the other page.
What page were you looking at there?
It's from 14 to 15. At the bottom of 14 gives you the lump sum of all the services outlined. Basic engineering, but all the way through. If basic engineering is 952, then that doesn't include construction engineering. I don't see a total there. Survey, O&M manuals, and then the next page carries over into construction inspection, which is usually separate because it's done a different time. Of 196,640, but I'm not, all of that detail is not really my concern. I just was asking if you were applying some of the money that we're pulling to cover this, and that's how we're
Yeah, that,
moving forward. That was really my only question. So
correct. Yeah, that 923,000, that's why we're pulling that money.
then that's all I need.
Yeah.
You don't have to go through the document.
All right, any other questions? Any public comment concerning this agenda item? Alrighty,
Make a motion to approve item 8.
Second.
motion second for approval of item number 8.
Gene Reed,
Yes.
Todd DeMeco,
Yes.
Mike Fullerton.
Oh. Oh, did he have to leave?
He had to recuse himself.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. Marcy White,
Yes.
Carl Nell.
yes. Item number 9, discussion of possible action on approval of projected cost estimates dated May 7, 2026 for Oklahoma Turnpike Authority project utility relocations. It's probably still something that's in your wheelhouse, Mike.
Oh, sorry, Mike, too early.
Yeah, so total cost of this project, or the estimates, is just a little over $12 million. And as we discussed, cost share for Newcastle is a little over $923,000, almost 923.5.
Okay. So the last item was our part, and then this item is the whole ball of wax
No, 923 is our cost
Right.
share.
of the 12 million-ish?
Correct.
Okay.
Of the 12087.
Okay. Perfect.
Public comment concerning this agenda item?
Motion to approve item 9.
Second.
Motion second for approval of item number 9.
Gene Reed,
Yes.
Todd DeMeco,
Yes.
Mike Fullerton, absent. Marcy White,
Yes.
Carl Nell.
Yes.
I would like to add on this, if I may. Our cost share, we were looking at $4 million. And through negotiations with Wall and OTA, we came down to 923,000.
Oh, that's good.
Which does include all of the engineering costs, all of the inspecting, everything.
Right. We saddled all of that.
No. That's
No.
all included in the amount, in the total amount in that OTA contract.
12
Okay.
point.
They're reimbursing us for that.
Okay.
So the 952,700, if you look at the Wall contract,
Mm-hmm.
that coincides with 952,700 in the OTA document.
Okay.
And so the same with everything else basically down there, engineering, construction engineering, all that's included in the OTA contract.
It's a line item in the OTA contract.
Multiple line items in
Okay.
the OTA contract.
Okay.
So actually all these things here, we're not even having to pay the total engineering cost because OTA is paying that.
We pay it and then get reimbursed,
Yes.
or okay.
So, some of this we will.
Okay.
Right. And that's what I was wondering. So we're paying out 900 something, but we're getting some of it back. It's less upgrades that we're going to do.
No.
No?
Our total cost in the end is the 900 and some
Okay.
odd thousand.
That's with the those are
Well, excuse me, 732,000.
okay.
No, it's 923.
That's 923.
Okay.
The numbers changed after that paper.
Okay, 923. Okay.
So that's all of our upgrades and everything we chose to do while we have the hole open.
That's correct.
Okay. Okay.
Except for
Except for Tri-City Sewer.
Tri-City sewer line and the
Which will be
crossing,
separate. Okay.
just separate. Yep.
Okay.
So that's
That makes sense.
very good. And we're
Yeah. It's the steal of a deal.
it's very good for the city. Allows us to upgrade a lot of things that really are going to be beneficial. And does
Oh.
this also include the bore for the 36? Excuse me, the casing.
Yes.
Well, and that's our main artery, so we need upgrades there, I'm sure.
Well, this also includes, we had talked about another 24-inch line under the river at some point in time. Based on the water survey, engineering survey analysis that was done by the Chickasaw Nation, they indicated we would likely need a 36-inch line
Mhm.
instead of a 24 when we make that expansion. And so we put in, part of this is going to be putting in a casing under the
So that we just-
turnpike.
It's already bored,
So, yeah, so it's sitting there for us to put that 36 through, should we choose to do so in the future.
and that's
48-inch.
boring is expensive, so that,
Exactly. So, that was the same type of deal. Had they not built the turnpike, we wouldn't have had to have that casing there. So
Right.
this is not a betterment. This is
so
just
instead of a
making us whole.
24-inch casing, it's a 36, will hold a 36.
Hold the 36.
So
Yes.
48-inch casing.
Okay. Oh, yes.
You could almost stand up and walk through it.
Yep.
We'll let you try that.
Nope, that's really good. Okay.
All right. Any other questions or comments? All right. Entertain a motion.
I think we did.
Or did we make a motion?
Yeah.
Okay.
You were just adding that on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Number
voted.
Number 9.
Yeah.
Jean Reed,
Yes.
Todd D'Amico,
Yes.
Mike Fullerton.
No, we already did. We already did.
No, we already, we
voted.
already-
Voted too, yeah.
Oh, you already
We
did?
already did.
Yeah, we did. He just added it
We
on.
already
That's what
did.
it was like, wait, I thought we
Okay.
voted. I have it down that we voted.
So-
Very good.
I
It's
did
4-0.
I did too.
I still support it.
Yeah, so we voted before Mike came back
You're
in.
good, Mike.
Mike
Sorry.
Fullerton is
Sorry
absent.
about that.
Time to get up again.
Be quiet, Mike.
Item number 10, discussion of possible action on approval of development agreement with Farzana, never get that right, Development LLP for waterline extension along Southeast 40th Street between the east platted boundary line of Blue Ridge Estates Phase 3 connecting to the existing water line on the west side of South Pennsylvania Avenue.
West side. So this will be a water line that the development agreement is for about roughly 600, very roughly 650 feet of 12-inch line that will run from the east boundary or the east edge of the Farzani property and go all the way to Pennsylvania Avenue and connect to our main that's out there on the west side of Penn. Jim, the water superintendent, had looked into this before, prior to this development, just prior to this development coming in. We were having issues down there with the Highway 9 water tower and getting the circulation and the flow to operate properly in that area. And this is one thing that he had researched and they looked at with the engineer, and that if we connected through there, which we were going to have to do much more water line at this point, but if we came out of there and connected to Penn from the Blue Ridge Estates development, it would help that water flow through Remington Estates addition, through the Stonebrook addition, through the Remington Ridge addition off of Pennsylvania Avenue, and then would also help with the flow in Blue Ridge. So then Phase 3 comes up. It wasn't necessary for Phase 3 or for Farzani development to run that line. I mean, they were extending a line from Phase 1 and Phase 2 into Phase 3 addition, although their pressures have not been adequate either, had this line not been extended out to Pennsylvania Avenue. So planning met with the development group. We had some conversations back and forth. The road also needs to be constructed out to Pennsylvania Ave, the extension of 40th. It's a section line road. But they did not want to construct the roadway. We found this as a trade-off for the city, a good trade-off, that we would get the water line that we need and the flow that we need to help out other neighborhoods in there and the circulation of our water. And then that roadway would be used, of course, for Phase 3, and have circulation out of that neighborhood as well, or egress or ingress into that neighborhood for emergency services. Being a section line road, it wouldn't be a normal practice to shut off a section line road and close it up with just an emergency access only. That's not typically what can be done. Farzani Development is going to pay for engineering for the water line, going to pay for all the materials of the water line. Newcastle will lay it. That's at 650 feet of water line. And then Newcastle will come in and build the road at our cost. So that's the trade-off that we worked on through planning and, excuse me, Planning Commission recommended a 16-foot roadway, which you'll hear shortly, on the city side. I've spoken with the street superintendent and pushing him for an 18 feet roadway on the width. That would mean that road would be somewhat over the water line. It would be on top of the water line. Not unusual. It's not typical, but it's not unusual. We understand that the right of way in there it's not correct. It's not lined up properly. The right of way shifts toward the south, primarily, and it shifts toward 2 or 3 homes there, one in particular that's very close to Pennsylvania Avenue. Obviously, we're not going to build that road. We want to keep that road as far north as we can within the right of way, which would also cover the water line once it's installed. So that is where this agreement stands. Excuse me. This is where the agreement stands with Farzani Development Group. The city would lay the water line. Farzani pays for the materials, pays for engineering, and then the city at some point would build that road. At this point right now, that road is not budgeted, and they have been made aware of that. So at some point, that road would be built, hopefully to 18 feet in width. Certainly no more than that. We know we can't get no more than that. It'd be way too close to the residents. We have tried to get a little bit more right of way on the north side. I believe the Farzani group did as well. That's my understanding. And that was to no avail. So that's where this agreement's at. And Janae, if you have any better explanation okay, that's where we stand with this agreement.
How far is the section line off? I know certain areas around there it's up to 15 feet off.
It's quite a ways. It does shift, especially as the closer you get to Penn, going eastbound, it shifts further over to the south at that point. It is very well possibly anywhere between 10 to 15 feet over.
How's that happen? Like,
How's that happen?
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like
is-
was this years ago?
I have the statutory right of way map pulled up, which is really, if you go to osls.org, you'll see a really cool state map, which is what Carl has talked about before, right? Which shows that we only get 33 feet of right of way in our county, which other counties get 66. Some get 47. I took my glasses off.
Does that happen?
Whatever. So that's just how the counties were broken up, and we enjoy, if you want to say that word, the use of 16.5 feet each side of a section line. That's all we were allotted in our county. So if you own acreage prior to it being platted, the only right of way we have, or we're entitled to as a city, is 16.5 feet on that side of that property.
Gotcha.
So when we go in to have someone plat something, do a lot split, something like that, our request would be, well, can we have another 16.5, whatever, 17, make it 50.
Let's we make it 50, yeah.
50 feet total on that side, right? So that's how that all has been established. There is a set of water plans that has an aerial, but I don't know if we have a dongle, but we can, when we get to talking about it more, Kevin sent them to me, and Crafton has done a survey of that piece. You can see the location of the houses. You can see the right of way. You can see where the paving is now, where the property owner to the very far west that adjoins the proposed plat as their drive that comes up and around, and it does curve and it doesn't stay in the right of way right now. So anyway, there's a little bit of, I don't know.
When that area was originally surveyed, somewhere all that 32nd area and south and around that, it's all off anywhere from 10 to 15 feet.
Wow.
And
I've heard that, but then Crafton has established it on the water plans. They've established a section line. They've established the right-of-way line, and established on the plat, the tie to that. I believe you're correct that I've heard from Joe, Kobe, and some other folks that, because I've not practiced in that area, that there are deeds that maybe start at one corner and come down, and another deed comes from here, the other corner, and come up, and they're 10 foot different.
Wow.
There's 10 to 15. If you look just north up towards 32nd, you can actually see a jog about in that corner lot, and you can see how much it's off compared to the original survey and where the new survey is. If you go up towards that last 10-acre tract on North Penn before 32nd.
Yep.
But we had 32nd surveyed down to the east of Pennsylvania Avenue, and section line's way off down there. And then we had a developer looking to develop a 10-acre tract down here that's now been developed. He platted it based on the survey of where the fence, or where it's supposed to be. The fence line was 15 foot off, and he and the landowner ended up in district court on an adverse possession case, and the landowner won. And so his plat was not workable because he had platted it based on the legal description, and he didn't end up having that legal because the fence had been there for about 40 years.
Oh.
And so there's been several issues up through here that where adverse possession has ruled. But
Scott, how do I make it just one?
It's interesting. I always wonder, like now we have so much technology to help us make it accurate, but how in the world before we had the technology
I don't know how in the world they got it as accurate as they did.
I don't either.
So,
Amazing.
yeah, Crafton has established, I don't know, I'll just leave that up. Carl, whatever you want to head with this, I don't know where we're at on
Oh, I was just,
discussion.
just the fact that, the actual section line, if you look at where it's at now, those dotted lines there, the actual legal section line, or excuse me, right away, is basically at the edge of that house.
So, yeah, according to Crafton, and I don't disagree, I mean, I've not had data to disagree with it, but they've established this section corner here in the street, and this thick line is a section line.
Oh.
This gray dash line is the right-of-way, 16 and a half feet each side, 33 feet total. So as you come down through, exactly like Carl says, you can see this existing house that's here.
Oh.
That structure, I mean, this is an aerial, right? Not survey data, but could potentially encroach into the right-of-way. There's another structure here, I believe, and a drive that's really close. Obviously, none of these structures meet the existing setback requirement. Even if the front for this structure is over here off Pennsylvania, side setback would be what the side setback in ag.
On a section line.
Yeah, so it doesn't, I mean, so we're talking about, I don't know if we have the ability tonight to grant, an exception or variance for those homeowners, but that may be something we need to discuss as well. But then it runs all the way down here, and you see the street actually comes in, and it changes from gravel to concrete. And then this section is the existing concrete drive. You see my cursor? It continues.
Oh, yeah.
See why it actually shifts here? And that may be some of what, like I said, I've not surveyed this area, but that may be some of the reasoning why it does make that jog, or it may have just been built that way. I mean, how many times does
So how much of
something
that
not get
road
built correctly?
Do we own that? Is that a city street,
It's a section line, which is,
section line road?
We own that 33 feet.
So, can we name names of property owners around there, or would you rather
Sure.
keep it?
Yeah.
Because is that where, Danny?
Danny, the jog
Danny
in the
has
road
this
is Danny's
piece.
property.
Danny has this piece here with the
So
new drive they're gonna do. This is Danny's, appears to be the drive that Danny put in. I don't know if Danny's here tonight, but it appears to be concrete that serves his property. And then this is the proposed piece here is a collector street that's 40th Street, but it's 32 feet wide. So you're gonna run 32 feet up to this point of the subdivision and then stop. And then we're gonna transition to 16 or 18. I don't know.
Is that just because
I have
that's
some
what most of us we
questions,
can
but-
get?
But
Yeah.
there's one property owner to the north of this street. There's a single property owner that owns this 10 acres to the north. There's a couple other property owners. I think there might be some here tonight. So
may I ask, the proposal for the street that the city will sometime build is all of that, or just connecting on to that existing street there?
Connecting on to where that 32-foot street ends and connecting on there. We would love to build a 24-foot wide street like on the section line, but the only way we can do that is either build it down right next to somebody's house, which is not going to happen,
No.
or obtain additional right of way
Okay.
because the section line is so skewed.
Mhm.
You know, we legally don't have right of way to the north to go any further, really, or a whole lot further.
What
And
is
so,
that distance?
You need 17 feet to
What is the length of the?
a little less than 660.
660
You
is
said that, okay.
10-acre tract to the north is 660. Gene. And it needs 17 feet to the north to make it a 50-foot right of way, which would then in turn work for a 24-foot street. And what our street minimum standards, Mike, do you know what is our minimum typical standard width? Is it 24?
Well, it depends, it's 26 and
The local road is 26.
Right. So we're talking about trying to build an 18 that doesn't match even our typical standard.
So
Well, it's just,
it's a bad situation because this area is the only place in this southeast quadrant is the only area of town I know that is so skewed from the original survey to how it surveys out today. Now there's some other areas that have a little bit of skew to them, but this one is this whole area up here.
wonky.
I hate to bring up, but we discussed this when this
Was
first
it platted?
Huh?
When we platted it,
planted.
we zoned it.
And I had had a lot of discussion over that property not being able to get water through it and road through it. And
Yep. You know, that's the one thing that I thought about. Where are we proposing putting the water line, on north or
North side.
On the
north side? So
north.
since we are having, I mean, I know we wouldn't want to put a road close to these homes, but could we put a water line closer to those homes? That would be,
then cross it back over.
that would be not as intrusive as having the
Sure.
road closer to them.
Janae, did we have other utilities on the south side that we're concerned about?
There is electric on the south side. And so the water superintendent requested that the water line be constructed on the north side. So they had it originally on the south side, and because of well, you can see how close
Sure.
it would have to be
Because
to
of the tightness of other
the
utilities.
tightness, we said, let's put it on the north side.
Okay.
And there's also ditch on the north side more so than there is on the south side. So
It's not a good situation.
No.
Which to me looks like the existing ditch is on the neighbor to the north already. I don't, so this is before my time, but I guess there was discussion about a crash. I mean, we have standards that say after a certain number of homes, you have to have 2 entrances. Is that correct? We've allowed that to be excused on certain subdivisions in town, Oakmont, Riverview, right? Certain additions that are
Oakmont
over
has a
100
crash
lots.
gate, but
So
Well, it's a little
I
bit
don't
blocked.
have the history
Yeah.
on this,
It's a
but
little
here
bit blocked.
we're saying they're required to do this and loop the water line, which I believe we have in our standards that they have to extend the water, right? That's just part of the development process. Correct?
right.
So that's a given. I thought the ordinance also read that they had to extend the street. The county's sure not gonna extend that street for us.
No.
So we've given a variance. I guess my question is, have we given a variance for them to extend the street and we're paying for that ourselves?
That was the trade-off. Because I don't
What-
think they have to extend that water line. It's not part of their development.
They're getting water already from another line.
Yeah, they're
It'll come up through phase 1 and 2.
from the
Okay,
the
that's
tower
what I
there
thought.
in
That's what I thought you meant when you said.
It does benefit them.
And the pressures were still gonna
It's
be
not
okay.
necessary.
If they didn't loop it, that's the
That's the question. I
gray
got.
area.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So it will benefit them, but it greatly benefits the city.
But it would work without it though.
It would, absolutely would.
Well, if the numbers are right and the analysis of the system.
Well, that's engineer's analysis, so.
Does anybody talk the property owner?
What was that, Todd?
Well, I don't, Mike, you got something for the engineer for it? I don't know.
I
don't
just
want-
wondering about the
If he's getting ready to
pressure.
get up, I'll
Come
let
on
him.
up.
Popping up.
Hey, thanks so much, Lloyd Spog with Crowded Toll. Yeah, so before we had this, we actually had an initial phase more towards the east side of things. Now we had to swap phases, but we did already an analysis for the whole entire development. So as is, without us connecting to that existing 8-inch line on Penn, our pressures adhere to ODQ. Actually, it exceeded to it.
What is the number that
So when we do a fire flow test for 20 psi, currently as is today is 2900 psi, and we're only adding in roughly about 45 for this development. So we're only taking like 5% of the pressure itself. Now the overall, the lowest pressure that we have, which is the existing fire hydrant that we tested, is roughly about 1300 psi. Everything else, the whole development, the pressure was roughly about 2000 to 2200.
What does that equate to pressure at an individual home?
So per ODQ, so about we like to adhere to 1 gallon per minute. Now that's for, and their thing is that you have about 1,440 liters per home, and then you have to multiply that between the population. Now the Central Bureau is roughly 3. We do about 3.5 just to add a safety factor, but still less than 1 gallon per minute. And per our analysis, we put as 1 gallon per minute per home. So we essentially have 45. We add 45 units to that existing water line. So the overall, it takes it up, counted that, which is like I said, it's only roughly like
So
5.
for us slow people in the crowd, is that, are you talking to 35 psi at the individual homeowner's faucet? Or are you talking to 40? Or are you talking to
So
20?
so if you do the conversion, it's roughly about 1400. Well, so we do 1440 times 3.5. If there's any calculator, sorry about that, but it's roughly less than 1 gallon per minute.
What does that equate once again to the individual psi coming out of somebody's faucet at their house?
So
Is it going to be 30 psi, 35?
oh, so we equivalent would be 25, 25. Yeah, sorry about that.
Barely making the minimum.
So no, so we're exceeding the minimum. So minimum, so if you're talking about PSI standards, sorry about that,
Yep.
is roughly about 60 to 65 for the whole entire development. It's the average PSI coming out of this water main.
With the loop.
With the no, without the loop. This is
Without
without the loop. Yes. We didn't provide the loop in analysis because there's no existing fire hydrants close enough for it. The existing hydrant is all the way Remington. That's roughly over 1,000 feet. That doesn't really give you an accurate result when doing a fire flow test. So we excluded that out when we redesigned it.
What's the range requirement PSI? I don't know.
25, he said, is the ODQ.
ODQ is
Like
25.
it's from,
Yeah.
is the low end 25?
That's the lowest it can. Yes, that's the lowest. Yes.
And so he's talking, your analysis says, your analysis says about 60.
60, 65 roughly.
60
Yes.
65 is what the analysis said it would be anywhere in their addition.
Okay.
That's I think the number we were trying to get to.
Yeah, sorry
Okay.
about that.
Oh, that makes sense now.
That's for the whole entire development. So we did the overall development. So this development technically gives you a little more PSI, but when we do a hydraulic analysis, we consider the whole entire development just to make sure that what we're doing is not going to affect anyone around it or the existing structure.
Right.
What I'm talking about now is for the whole entire development without the loop in the 8-inch main.
Should only improve it.
Yes. So
Improve,
In theory.
keep it from having stagnant water.
yeah. So yeah, so that's the reason why we had to extend it was per Jim Miller was they had an issue with chlorine, not the pressure, but just the chlorine, it being stagnant, and those are acreage homes. Those don't really pull out as much water as like a regular residential home does. So what it does is just water just stays stagnant there, the chlorine builds up. So what he's hoping is that when we connect the line, all those other existing subdivisions, the water will go through it a whole lot faster than what it is currently.
And it'll provide a boost to the pressure in the other subdivisions.
It will.
that are there.
Gotcha.
What did he mean by a different type of home?
Or a larger lot, so that there's
Say lots versus
not as much water flow
Thinner
going
lot.
through the addition.
Yeah. They're,
Yeah, these are half acres, but the lots before they're a little bit more than their acreage lots.
Mm-hmm.
In phase 2. Well, a couple half acre lots in phase 2, but like at part of the PUD.
so you're guaranteeing 60 psi throughout the whole.
So during existing conditions, there could be fluctuations with the hydrant pressures, but at that time, with what we measured, we can get roughly in that range.
I've heard these statements before.
Oh no, I completely understand. Yeah,
That's why I'm asking. That
yeah, and so
one question.
yeah, so when we do a hydraulic analysis too, is that we do a lower coefficient now, meaning the roughening coefficient. Existing or proposed pipes are roughly about 140, which is it's a unitless coefficient. But when we do our analysis, we do 100 for existing, even though these lines are not even 10 years old, which the coefficient is still close to 140. We do 100 just to be on the safe side of things.
So here's one of my concerns. You follow me, and I may be too late to council to bring this up because this project's really far down range. But you take the intersection of 40th here, and I think this is Blue Ridge something.
That's phase 3. That's our
Ridge
current phase
Avenue, right?
proposing.
So you take this intersection right here. If you're at this intersection, you turn right and you drive down 40th Street. The developer has done a great job of giving us 60 feet of right of way through there and building a collector street which is 32 feet wide. That's awesome, right? As I get to the end of the street, where I come to that point where Danny's Concrete Drive ends, we have a piece of concrete drive that's about 12 feet wide. And then that extends for about 100 feet, and then we're gravel the rest of the way to Penn, which is only wide enough really for one vehicle. I drove it the other day. And if we have no plans to really do that paving project in the near future, it's going to stay that way for a while. So you're going to have residents that come at that intersection, think because that street looks 32 feet wide and looks really nice, as they turn to drive that way, they're going to think that's an exit out to Penn that they can get to very easily, right? And then it transitions and changes on them really quick. That's just one concern I have. As you get to this next section here, you'll see, right? You just start to come through and it's gravel about here coming across. But I think they're going to use it from based on that intersection view. They're going to think that's a normal street going east. And they're going to think that 32-foot paving goes all the way to Penn. I don't know what the timeline is on us for us to build that street out, but I know we had to take street projects off the list a couple months ago, right, to make things work. So,
Would it
that's
be out
just
of the
one.
question to build a temporary gravel road?
Well,
This
I
one
think
will
that's what
likely
it'll
come
be.
in this budget year.
This one will?
Mm-hmm. It'll more than likely be built this budget year.
Pavement and everything?
Yes. We do have, as we said before, 24th Street was taken off because
Oh, yeah.
OTA requested that we let that project go out with work package 2. So that freed up money to do Walker Street Bridge B and A, or A and B. And then some other projects, but there is still some money there. This project, now we haven't priced it yet. I have not got with the street superintendent on it yet. But 650-ish,
Yeah,
it's not going to be much of a road.
property
Not-
north of 660. Crafton has survey data on it. Maybe they help give us a break on the paving plans. But
We're willing to help
but,
the city.
but anyway, I'm not yet. You don't have to answer.
Sharing that
You don't have to
information.
answer. But it does look like you did a good job with the survey portion of that, and you have the homes and things picked, and you can see the aerial.
Yeah.
It's an interesting
Mm-hmm.
strip.
Right.
The water line does go underneath concrete and underneath the gravel. I'd like to see us try to negotiate with the property owner to the north.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
We have,
Are they here?
And Mayor, you'll have a,
Say either. We can have him come up here in a little bit if you would like.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, since I'm not necessarily opening up for public comment, but if Mr. Wallace wants to come up and discuss this particular issue, we sure can. Come on up, Mr. Wallace. State your name and address for the record.
Charles Wallace, 3921 South Pennsylvania Avenue. First, I want to address a couple of your statements. You said this isn't typical. We understand it's a section line road. But what you're presenting here is very non-typical, and it's a safety concern for the residents on the south side of the road. So to make an exception and put a crash gate in there, if safety was really a concern, there's more than 50, 80 houses back in there right now. You're not going to build a road out for another year. I don't think it's because of safety. So anyway, we've brought a bunch of concerns to the planning meetings throughout the years. This has gone on for 8 or 10 years, it feels like. The second thing I want to say is I have not been contacted by anybody asking to negotiate any part of my land for that road, for the record.
So
I don't know where you're getting your information on that, but I have not been contacted.
Home Creations never contacted you. Home Creations or
No, sir.
never contacted you.
No, sir.
So I guess a question would be, would you be interested or entertain selling a strip of land across there so that the city could build a standard road in that area.
If the city's not willing to do a crash gate because of this being so non-typical, yes, I would be willing to negotiate with the city for a strip of land to make this safe for the neighbors on the south.
Well, that would make things
That's a
significantly better
great-
for all of us,
Yeah.
and make it safer for not just the people on the south side, but for everybody.
The other issue on this is you're coming out here to Penn and you're adding all this additional traffic. Pennsylvania Avenue is a main road that people use to come off 9, go up to 32nd and drive between the casinos all the time. It's 18.5 foot wide. It's not wide enough for traffic. The lanes, the painted lanes are 8 foot. My pickup truck is 8 foot mirror to mirror.
Mhm.
If you're off an inch or two, you're going to take mirrors off on the road. That's not a safe road to be putting all this extra traffic on either.
So if Mr. Wallace would entertain additional right of way, should we table this until we can negotiate with Mr. Wallace? Table it for
I
30
mean,
days.
I would think that that needs to be I mean, if there's an opportunity to do something that's different than what's on the table here, I absolutely think we should.
I'll make when it's appropriate.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to hear the residents that are here to speak on this.
I have a question too. Will there be a stop sign there?
On Penn?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Yeah, there definitely would be.
No, it would just be.
Well, no, I mean,
Oh.
like, no, what I mean is Penn go through,
Oh,
and
oh.
if you're wanting to turn off 40th to go north or south, you have a stop sign, but will there be a stop sign for the people on Penn?
On Penn.
On Penn now.
Okay.
I knew your
Well,
question was more
no,
than.
because
Yeah.
we've had a really bad,
Yeah.
right? Was that your house? Was that your?
Mr. Wallace,
Yeah.
I'm on the north, yes.
Yeah, there was a bad, yeah, so.
Oh, yes, my wife was hit
That's what I
walking
thought.
in Pennsylvania.
That's what was on the jury.
Oh, was,
Yeah, and so was the man there, ironically. Yeah.
it's
so
not, it's
sorry.
not a safe road.
No, it's not. That's why I asked. It's not at all.
So I'm really concerned about this
Yeah,
16-foot road that was talked about in the planning commission.
right.
Yeah, if there's an opportunity to get a standard road through there that would make things better, it does put additional traffic out there. We went through Penn, that area, if I'm remembering correctly, and we widened Penn out between there and Highway 9 about as wide as we could, didn't we?
Yes, and it was very little.
And, but we did as much as we could. And I'm just curious. I was thinking that there was some additional easement on there that would allow us to.
Oh, and I do want to clarify if, if this was taken as an offer to try to negotiate with me in the planning meeting, took it as a dismissive joke. Somebody said, well, you can give us some land
Mhm.
so the city can build the road.
Oh,
I'm not giving my land away. So
right.
I took it as a joke and did not. So if that's what was taken as a negotiation, then
No, not at all. And whatever was told to me, obviously somebody misspoke. Because that's what I was told by 2 different people that the city had negotiated with you or talked to you about it, and that the development group had spoke with you about it. That's what I was told. But so,
the other neighbor back there that y'all been talking about has come back and forth with numbers that he's been told by certain people that he meets with and has breakfast with sometimes, but
Oh,
I have never been approached personally.
it'll be ALL.
Oh, that was,
Oh.
it was
so
our,
I'd be glad to sit down with you.
That sounds like a great idea.
Just out of curiosity,
WALACE.
I haven't, it's been a while since I've been there. I've walked that whole property up and down that road just
Earlier.
to get a feel for it myself.
Yo, Chuck.
I just was questioning, I can't remember what the site distance, how it looks back, going back up to the north. Is that a hill or is it go downhill?
up to his house.
Pennsylvania?
Yeah,
For his house, it goes uphill.
Yeah,
Goes up.
it goes uphill, yeah.
okay,
So it goes uphill both ways. It goes uphill west and it goes uphill north.
okay. I just prefer if we can make sure we get a correct site distance so that people can see.
When I drove it the other day, it didn't seem to have that issue.
Okay,
Unlike Mr. Wallace, that I would not want to drive Pennsylvania every single day in a pickup,
Yeah.
especially when 2 pickups are coming at each other. It's a really narrow road. Again, goes back to we only get 33 feet. So it's,
I mean, there is an opportunity. Once again, this starts getting pretty close, but on the west side of Pennsylvania Avenue through there, Harry Phillips and others did give a 20-foot easement. We have additional 20 feet on the west side of Pennsylvania Avenue.
from this intersection south to 9.
This intersection south,
So we could entertain
could
widening.
actually widen it just to the west.
But
that would be-
again, enough to maybe restripe it to even it out and make it wider from there down to Highway 9.
Yeah. I
We
mean,
should look at
it's as
that.
wide, it's as anywhere from an additional up to 40 feet off of one side to an additional 20 feet.
So I think there are 80 something homes in the neighborhood now in Blue Ridge, and then this phase is how many? 45. So you're talking about once it's all built out, is there one more phase?
Yes.
So that might be something, Carl, to consider.
I mean, that means something the city could look at. I'm looking at this farther south one now. The fellers, west 20 feet of the east 36.
Maybe
So it
we-
added another 20 feet on most of it. And then some of it added about 23.5 feet. And this is all to the west. Now, once again, when you start expanding roadways, you're expanding it over into somebody's yard.
Yeah, and
However, but it does give us an opportunity to widen Pennsylvania Avenue. Actually, we've got it. It actually goes across your property as well. It'll be dedicated an additional 20 feet all the way through there. Lloyd and Bonnie did. So it goes all the way up to, well,
up to the entrance
top of
of
that,
the next
top of that hill. Yeah.
subdivision up there.
no, Lloyd and Bonnie's, it's a 20-foot water utility easement. So it's not a road.
But from that intersection south would be a great idea because the traffic's going to go to that intersection and turn right.
Yeah, what Harry did is a 20-foot right of way that comes from basically that intersection down south. The Kilby's is a water line easement. And the Kilby south, or from your house south, basically, is just a 20-foot right of way easement. So from that intersection, from the section line, there's an additional anywhere from 13 to 20 feet on the west side.
So if we were able to negotiate with Mr. Wallace, that would also move the water line possibly north outside. It wouldn't be under the paving.
Be great.
And
Potentially.
the street could be wider if they came to an agreement.
Yeah, that potentially, yes.
Worth investigating.
I mean, and we're not, I mean, yeah, that's definitely a possibility.
I'm not a surveyor engineer, but talking about the easements made me think too. I was out there looking at where I think Keith Johnston had gone out and marked
Mhm.
from the pin, the survey pin down, and the electric poles are on my property as well. So I don't know what that means or what I can do about that, or if negotiating this will
You may have
take care of that.
You may have an easement for those that show up in your
Yeah.
title work.
That's
You may have.
what we see about that.
Yeah, you might have an easement for that,
Yeah.
but yeah.
And if we were to come to an agreement with you on additional right of way through there, OEC would have to relocate those to the edge of that additional right of way.
Yeah.
So those would be relocated.
Okay.
And positive. All right. So thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Do we have I don't want to skip any other public comments.
I'm going to allow additional public comment. So please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Stephanie Padusis. I live at 3933 South Penn. It's that house that's on the line.
Oh.
Same situation. Nobody had contacted us about any of this. We bought the home in 2024. Well, I guess they were still in phase 2. I'm not entirely sure. But we were never contacted about anything regarding the road, water lines, nothing. So we just found out about it because we saw lines spray painted and we're like, what is going on here? So that's been a concern. Kind of the same.
The person you bought it from knew about it.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I have no clue.
He was well aware because he I believe came and spoke when we were.
Sorry, what was your address again?
3933 South Pennsylvania Avenue.
Thank you.
But with that being said, same situation, had someone contacted us, we would have been more than willing to work on something, whether that's some sort of compensation and we'll knock the house down and move it or something, but we got nothing. So we have nothing to work with, no one to work with. If that's not possible, we would like to ask the city or developers to put up a privacy fence of some sort. Our biggest concern with the road is that because it narrows down into that gravel or the 16 feet, 15 feet, whatever, if there is a large truck, UPS, Amazon, and there's another car coming the other way, they're going to dip over into our land, which then poses a safety concern.
Well, the thing about it is, legally, your land, our easement goes to the edge of your house, city's easement. So legally, the city could put a road basically that touched your house. We wouldn't, of course.
No.
But the hope through all this is we obtain some additional right of way through negotiations with the individual to the north, and we can make it a safe road for you and for everybody else, and provide some spacing between your house and the roadway. That would hopefully alleviate those concerns.
Okay. I would like to ask for consideration. I don't know if this is the right committee necessarily to ask about this or council, but to re-evaluate contacting homeowners on different phases of construction, because I think this is a really good situation as an example of where we were not notified of different phases occurring with development, because the last homeowners were, but we weren't supposedly. So I was just looking to see if that could be a consideration in the future.
We do not we do not notify when new phases to existing developments are moved forward. We do the zoning, then we do the platting, and then after that, there is no notification for when additional phases come online. So that's one of the things when you do buy a home somewhere, you need to make sure and see what's around that home, see how things are zoned, because just because it's cropland now or a farm, it could be zoned for something totally different than that in the future. Like this is zoned for these estate houses, which mean they are coming eventually. And that's something that, anytime you move into an area, just looking at what's there may not be what is going to be there. The zoning could have already been changed, and that was the case with you.
So why is it that homeowners are not contacted with the different phases? Just so I can have clarification of.
Because the developer or the landowner has already met the statutory requirements of public notification by notifying prior to the rezoning and then the plat coming before public hearing.
So probably the
Met
people
all the state,
before her got
state and
notified.
city ordinance.
People
Yes.
that lived there before her got notified.
Yes, they did get notified.
Okay,
It
thank
just
you.
happened that, yeah.
All right, is there any additional public comment?
Hello. So
State your name and address.
I'm sorry, Lloyd Spogate, Crafton Tall, 300 Point Parkway, Yukon, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
A lot. So so the item we're talking about right now is just for the water line extension. I think we're getting ahead of ourselves on the next city council docket, which is right after Public Works, which is item 6 and 7. So right now we're talking about just the water line.
Right.
Now, what got me concerned was about tabling this agenda for the next one, which the street that we're talking about, we don't, so per the ordinances that we only extend the section line up to our boundary, not all the way to the road, because it's more of a public improvement, not just the development itself. So when tabling, I feel like it's going to cause a lot of delays in this development when we're already close to having all of our bids in place and we're ready to start after we were to move forward, if we were to move forward.
Well, the thing about it is, if we obtain additional right of way, that water line's not going to be where you have it engineered.
And that's fine. And
so-
we could lower it, but I think it could delay in grading. Grading, I think our bid is now roughly about 2 months out of completion. And so if we were to table it now, we're just delaying it even further away. Where if we were to do a change order, let's say you guys were able to attain right away, we can do a change order within that time of when we grade it.
Yeah, my concern is once things leave council, they seem to change.
Well, my concern is we're looking at doing a development agreement with the developer.
With the water line, yes.
With the water line, does it say anything about the roadway in that development agreement?
It does.
I put that in there subject to council approval of the road
And budgeting.
plan. Yeah, and budget.
And so I don't know.
Turns my stomach to have a water line under a road, but I think we discussed that last month on another one.
Yeah, and like Janae mentioned, did a great job. Is that we did originally had it to the south, hovering those houses. I felt like it'd be a lot more safer that aspect, but we were told to go ahead and move it to the north as what is on these plans. And so initially we have Earth about 3 feet away from the section line or from the statutory right of way from the south, but we were told to move it to the north. And so if we were to move forward, if for us to move forward, we can go ahead and update our plans and have it move to the south, if it's okay with you guys and Jim Miller.
What about other utilities there, though? That's what we
So the only utilities that we have, and this per Topo and this per Oki going out there, was just there's only one power pole line in there. Everything else is existing driveways, and in those existing driveways, we're planning on boring underneath them, not digging them up, so we won't adhere any access with those, or not here, have any issues with them accessing their property.
You're gonna tear up their yards. It's not their yard, but you're gonna tear up their yard.
We will, but we did on our plans. We did have us repairing back to existing conditions with sodding, and if we were to disturb gravel, we will replace the gravel.
I guess my concern is 3.3, the Newcastle agrees to construct an asphalt street upon adoption of the annual city Newcastle Street Department project timeline. I mean, I guess we're going to agree to do that anyway, but my concern is we don't have a firm timeline on whether or not we're going to be able to obtain an agreement for the additional right of way.
Right.
I just have concerns of moving forward on something that is not thoroughly firmed up before we kind of enter into an agreement.
So one thing we could do is that, I think we're getting ahead of myself in terms of item 6 on the next docket after this one, but we could agree to leaving it closed until that street gets built. We could possibly, like you mentioned, put a crash gate in there temporarily until that street gets built, so we won't adhere to any delays in the project. And granted, we are talking about. I think I am getting ahead of myself on item 6 on the next docket, and we're just this one we're talking about just the water line. But if we could move forward with that,
Well, we're talking about an agreement which also includes the street.
so I haven't looked at the pack on that one, but just on this one, look like for the water line.
No, this agreement that's in the packet, it talks, has the street in there.
Yeah, I wasn't able to. Do you have that by chance?
It's water line, and it does have the section relating to the street. So it does have both things in this agreement, or this proposed development agreement.
And everything changes if you're able to negotiate with Mr. Wallace.
I think so, and I just.
That's a big thing.
I would feel way
I would feel.
So I don't know why the developer, perhaps I'll tell you what I would take away tonight is I'd go back to your client, say, why didn't you reach out to Mr. Wallace? I don't know. You don't have that answer, but that's part of the issue. That's the big issue for me. I mean, that 17 more feet to the north solves the problem, gives you 50 feet of right of way. You could build a 24-foot street. You can move the water line. And then I don't know if we have the ability to give variances to those property owners that came up tonight about setback requirements, or if it's worth noting, or
I don't know that we need to.
Do we
It is what it is.
I wonder how they sold the houses without issuing that.
Because they went off the old survey. All that, like I said, all the fences were off, that 10 to 15 feet through there. Everything was surveyed wrong originally. That's why I asked Todd originally.
In the state of
how does that
Oklahoma,
happen?
mortgage inspection
Yeah.
is not a survey.
Yes.
Let me clarify that.
Yes.
In the state of Oklahoma, a residential mortgage inspection is not a survey. It is stamped. It is not a survey.
Oh.
It is a graphic representation of the property and the home. It's a third-party inspection for the loan, for the mortgage.
Illustrated purposes
Right,
only.
make sure the money can get transferred. So it is not a survey. But that's, I get off my
What do you do for a
soapbox.
living?
Those loners.
I don't know.
I'm gonna pick on the surveyors every once in a while. Find that original
Qualify.
survey of that area up there and ask him why it's 15 foot off.
Could we accelerate this by having, coming back with a special meeting after?
I would be open to that if need be.
I'd be open to that.
I just think we would all be better served if the agreement we entered into was firm on all of the items rather than a lot of ifs, ands, and buts.
Carl, when you're ready, I would entertain a motion to table this with the.
Check, is there any additional public comment concerning this agenda item? All right, I will entertain a motion.
Provide a motion to table this agenda item. I don't have the agenda item up, I'm sorry.
10, second.
10, to negotiate with the property owner to the north, evaluate if we're able to acquire an additional strip and widen the proposed road and move the water line location outside of the pavement.
I'll second.
A motion second to table item number 10 until either our next regularly scheduled meeting or a special meeting.
Gene Reed,
Yes.
Todd DeMeco,
Yes.
Mike Fullerton,
Yes.
Marcy White,
Yes.
Carl Nell.
Yes. Item number 11, discussion of possible action granting Eckerd Operation LLC an easement on city-owned property located in the northeast quarter of Section 22, Township 9 North, Range 4 West, Indian Meridian, McLean County, Oklahoma, as described for the purpose of routing the racer pipelines and for construction of a valve site.
Sorry. Mr. Wallace?
Yeah.
Jeanette, would you get his number and stuff for me, please, before the,
Where's that at exactly?
Where's what?
For this item, where's that?
Down south of the fire station.
Okay. I was thinking it was either there or on the corner. Okay.
It looks like a more favorable move.
It's a very favorable move. They actually came back with a location for the valve site that was about midway up through our property. Not exactly midway, but further north. And through talking with Eckerd, I let them know that it wasn't going to work, that it was too far north. And they said, well, what can we do about this? And because they wanted to get it approved tonight, they're ready to go to work. And I said, move it back down to the southwest corner where we originally wanted it. And Eckerd said no at that time. So now move it back down there. We don't want it up there in the middle. So
That would hamper us being able to use the frontage for like business.
well, it's on the back side. It's on the west property
Oh, it's on
line.
the west side. Okay.
But it would be right there by where proposed parking lots are at and everything else in
Right.
the conceptual plan.
Right.
So anyway, they agreed. They agreed to move it back down to the southwest corner.
That's where we want it.
And it's out of our way.
Okay.
Need a motion or a discussion?
Yeah, need a motion to.
Any public comment concerning this agenda item? All right, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move to approve item 11.
Second.
Motion second for approval of item number 11.
Gene Reed,
Yes.
Todd D'Amico,
Yes.
Mike Fullerton,
Yes.
Marcy White.
Yes.
Carl Nell.
Yes. Item number 12, monthly treasurer's report.
Good evening, everybody. This is the summary for May 2026, the 11th month in our fiscal year, which places our ideal execution rate at 91.7%. Revenues for general fund are sitting at 95.4%. Expenses for general fund are at 90.4%. So our revenues are within expenses as well. Revenues for the capital improvement tax fund are 94.9%. Expenses are only sitting at 53.4%. And the revenues, of course, are exceeding while the expenses are less than. The NPWA revenues are sitting at 74.1%, while the expenses are sitting at 88.2%. I didn't break down and pull out the capital projects this time. If you'll remember, those greatly affect those execution rates. The fire department, I will do that for June, however. I'm making some adjustments so June you can get a good picture. Fire department tax fund has brought in $1.2 million. We have spent $2.1 million, so that tax fund has covered 58% of our cost to operate our fire department. We borrowed over $49 million for the wastewater plant. We borrowed about 2.8 for the new meters. Hopefully, Kevin and I had spoken about this. We're hoping to close that up this month. Our current indebtedness is now sitting at over 64,400,000 approximately. We did pay off we had an opportunity to sell 2 of the 3 semi-trucks that came with the street admin land. In order to do that, Kevin and I discussed it, and we decided it would be best to go ahead and pay that loan off. But we did pay that loan off, so that will drop off our debt sheet. And then we sold the 2 trucks for $180,000 and put that right back into general fund. We still have 1 more truck left, but that just made it cleaner to just go ahead and pay off that loan so we could take care of that. Let's see, I'm sorry, I lost my place. Sales and use tax for May came in at over $1 million, $1,025,091. 859 of that was sales tax, and 167,000 of that was use tax. This is our highest month this fiscal year.
Yay.
Yes, thank goodness. We end the month 3.6% higher than the expected budgeted amount, and this month was 17.8% higher than May of 2025.
Numbers are turning around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick rundown of our fund balances. General fund is sitting at almost 1.7 million. Capital improvement tax fund is sitting at 2.2 million. Almost 1.3 of that is the 70%. A little over 1 million is the 30%. Economic development tax fund is sitting at $38,000. Cemetery care fund is sitting at $51,000. Parks capital improvement fund is sitting at $245,000. We haven't begun to pay on the construction pieces of our pickleball and basketball court yet, so that will dip down once because they agreed to help pay for that. The Admin and Technology Fund is sitting at 158,000. Grant Cost Share Fund is almost 2 million. Transportation Impact Fee Fund is 88,000. The Opioid Treatment Fund sitting at 80,000. The PPSF Fund is 3,200. On the NPWA side, Public Works is sitting at almost 1.9 million. Water Impact Fee Fund is almost 1.2 million. Wastewater Impact Fee is almost 1.3 million. Wastewater Plant Fund is almost 6.6 million. And the MMR Fund, our meter fund, is a little over 315,000. Are there any questions for me?
Very much, Jeannie.
Thank you.
Item number 13, General Manager's comments.
We're still looking into the chlorine issue, just a little bit on the chlorine complaints that came in over the weekend. But I did speak with the Water Resources Superintendent this morning about that again. There was a complaint that came out on social media once again this morning. Our guys actually went to that residence, and the chlorine levels at that residence was still showing around 3.5, 3.6 within allowable ranges. Every location that our guys have tested have come in within the allowable range, nothing over 3.6. Now, Oklahoma City water comes in there. He's telling me that Oklahoma City, their water comes in at about 2.5, 2.8. So that difference between what we treat at a 3.6 level or a 3.3, whatever, could be just enough for them to be able to smell it, maybe create a little bit of taste there because they're not used to it. I don't know if that's factual or not. That's what they're saying. But he also said that the resident they went to this morning did have a somewhat of a fishy smell to it, along with the chlorine. And he said the fishy smell enhances that chlorine smell when it comes out.
Ew.
There's a potential that Draper Lake turned over.
Yeah.
Which we had this issue last summer. It did turn over, and it caused some really unpleasant issues with our water.
Will you explain what that means? I've heard it, but I don't really know what it means.
Basically, the water is just circulating and it turns over the bottom.
There's just movement in the lake.
That's right.
Okay.
The heat or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
One thing I'll just interject.
Yep, go ahead.
That resident had tested the chlorine levels with a pool testing kit and posted on Facebook that it was testing at 10. While the pool testing kit is not adequate test to test chlorine levels in drinking water.
We test with like DEQ approved testing.
Right. That's
You know, I've tried to pay attention all week. I think I smelled it a little when I brushed my teeth the other day, but I like got my face down it, but that was it. I tried to smell it. I had my daughter smelling it. I was like, do you smell it?
Well, I'll say on the north side, I smelled pretty good. I mean, it was pretty stout in my shower, but I didn't have a species smell. I did have a chlorine smell. And
I had a little
last
bit,
week drinking Jacksonville, Florida water, and it smells like a marshy pond.
Ooh.
Oh,
Or
yes.
something, but and tastes like it too. But anyway.
Well, I will say the water didn't taste bad, but it definitely had a chlorine smell to it.
So Kevin's going to talk with our water superintendent and probably ratchet our chlorine levels down to closer to what Oklahoma City water comes in at. So
even
that
though
maybe
we're still compliant.
there won't be, even though we're still compliant, but maybe there won't be that strong a smell. You know, one of the reasons why we've had it that way in the past, I believe, is because we're pushing that water out a good ways. And so just to make sure that we maintain disinfection as we went out to those farthest
All the way
areas.
to the end.
But I know that's Oklahoma City pushes water a long ways too. And doing chloramines instead of free chlorine, that it stays in the water quite a long time. So I think we'll still be, I mean, if we're doing the same as Oklahoma City, I think we'll be fine. And we'll ratchet that down. I think that'll help a lot. I'm sorry, Kevin.
I agree.
Jumped right in the middle of your.
No, it's perfectly fine. That's all I have at this point. We're right now just kind of thinking about the utility relocations. One thing I was going to say on the Tri-City Sewer Line, we brought it up there just a little while ago. So it is separate from these OTA utility relocations, although we will we will get a little bit of compensation for this because of the bore, whatever that length is, the size of the pipe, the length of that pipe as well. But it is separate, and it's estimated right now at 3.9 million for the Tri-City sewer line.
Total or our part?
Total.
Okay.
Jeanette is still working on funding for that, through the P3, which we're still pushing for $2 million. Hopefully she's able to acquire that. She does have all of her businesses on board, to participate in that. So we'll see how much we get out of that. If it's 2 million, 1.9 million, 923,000 for the OTA portion of this. We got 6.5 million in the bank on this. We're in pretty good shape, and it's looking really good for that. When this started, a couple of years ago, I was extremely concerned where that money was going to come from. And council's foresight on starting that wastewater plant fund to begin with, and the way we've used that money and saved a lot of it is going to help us out tremendously on these projects. So
When does that piece gonna like, it's through the next phase of the
that
turnpike?
Tri-City, no, it has to move quickly, because once they start tear out and of I-44 and then coming up to that and whatever, once they sever that, we don't have any way to serve Tri-City sewer. So it has to be put in place rather quickly and a little ahead of schedule, so we're able to serve those people. I believe, if I remember correctly, that project is already at DEQ for approval. They're reviewing it, and we'll get it back to us. So engineering's been done on that one. It's at DEQ, so we're getting very close to having that one ready to go. I just need some money. We need to get some money from
And then
Jeanette here.
turnpike construction will start at the big intersection. When did they say they think that's gonna happen?
June 18th is when they will open bids
Okay,
for,
I was thinking
for this
about
next
the date.
phase.
Okay,
So this next phase, which should include from the bridge to 44 and 24th overpass, will be coming up fairly soon. Which they won't start immediately, but
not
90
long.
days or so after
based
that.
on how they did that one. Yeah.
Yeah, they told us about September
Yeah.
Okay.
on that.
So
So we're looking at needing to do our stuff
mutual project.
before that.
Yeah, fairly quickly.
Okay.
Really quick.
Sooner the better.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a lot. There's a lot that's
I know.
going on.
Looks like you met with Dr. Walker
We did.
and had conversation about the new elementary. That some challenge, maybe some just communication, and then some interesting facts there, right? If they build something, they can't give it to us because it's
Right.
bond money and things. But you made that connection, and y'all are having conversation. It sounds
Yeah,
like.
and they decided to go with lagoon system. So she contacts you. Where did that come? That came into somebody there at City Hall, and they decided to go with lagoon
Oh, for news.
for their elementary school down at 32nd and May Southeast. So
Good. Any trustee comments? No.
There's plenty.
All right. Item number.
she will be here next month. Dr. Walker will, for a presentation to the council.
Item 15 is adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second. Motion second for adjournment. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. This time I'll call the June 8th, 2026 meeting of the Newcastle City Council to order. First item on the agenda is roll call.
Carl Nell.
Here.
Jean Reed.
Here.
Todd DeAmico.
Here.
Mike Fullerton.
Here.
Marcy White.
Item number 2, discussion and possible action on approval of the agenda.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Motion second for approval of the agenda.
Jean Reed.
Yes.
Todd DeAmico.
Yes.
Mike Fullerton.
Yes.
Marcy White.
Yes.
Carl Nell.
Yes. Item number 3, citizens' comments. This is an opportunity for any citizen to comment on any matter related to the city of Newcastle that is not on the agenda. Might remind any potential speakers that all speakers shall clearly state their name and address for the record. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per person with only one speaking opportunity. Council members will not respond to comments or questions. Mayor may end comment period at his discretion, and prior authorization is required for distribution of materials or to approach the council. This time, is there any public comment concerning the city of Newcastle for items not on the agenda? This Seeing none, move to item number 4, consent agenda. Is there any member of council that desires any item be removed from the consent agenda and addressed individually? All right, seeing none, item number 4, consent agenda.
Make a motion to accept the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion second for approval of the consent agenda.
Gene Reed?
Yes.
Todd DeMeco?
Yes.
Mike Fullerton?
Yes.
Marcy White?
Yes.
Carl Nell?
Yes. Item number 5, discussion and possible action on any items removed from the consent agenda. Be no action on that agenda item. Item number 6, discussion and possible action on recommendation of the Planning Commission. Item 6A, discussion and possible action on Planning Commission recommendation for approval of final plat of Blue Ridge Estate Phase 3.
Oh, I did. Here we go. Good evening, council members. Janae Greenlee with the Newcastle Planning Department. This item is the final plat of Blue Ridge Estates Phase 3. Owner and developers for Zani Development Group, the engineer Craft and Toll. This is just north of the existing Blue Ridge Phase 1 and 2. The history behind this is that the preliminary plat had expired. They came in to develop Phase 3. We realized the preliminary plat was expired and realized also that that preliminary plat had closed off that section line, which is Southeast 40th Street. So when they did the re-preliminary plat, they opened the section line with the approval of the county. Because we cannot close a section line, statutory right of way, can't have houses on it. So they developed the new preliminary plat and the rezoning PUD that was approved by City Council February 12th of 2024. So this is coming in, the final plat of this re-preliminary plat for Blue Ridge Phase 3. Oh, okay. Apology. Oh, I don't. Let me get it blown up for you. I apologize. There we go. So it's 45 single-family homes on half-acre lots. The drainage is designed that proposed flows won't exceed pre-development flows, and detention is provided with 2 detention ponds. There's one that's off-site. It's in the existing, let me see. So common area A, detention pond for this portion of the development. Existing public 8-inch water lines were previously constructed for Blue Ridge Phase 2. They will be extended into the new proposed development, and a 12-inch water line is proposed on Southeast 40th Street to extend to Pennsylvania, which we've already had that conversation this evening. Access to the subdivision will be provided by extending the existing public streets of Blue Ridge Avenue and Southeast 40th Street. The developer will be providing parkland with the next final plat phase. So improved parkland meets the 3.5%, and they will have to improve that with amenities as well. There's 2 variances requested with this final plat. It's a portion of Southeast 40th Street on their property with a 2% cross slope from the south to the north, and it won't have a crown. So that way they are not creating ditch on this property to the south on that McIntyre property. And then also a variance proposed to install fusible PVC pipe that meets the AWWA C900 standards in lieu of a steel case carrier pipe system for waterline crossings beneath the paved roadways. This was at the request of our utilities department superintendent. I know there's been some conversation regarding the development agreement and tabling that. The applicant is requesting to move forward with the preliminary or the final plat um, discussion. Staff does support the requested variances. Planning Commission made recommendation that Southeast 40th Street be improved to a 16-foot roadway overlay from the boundary of Blue Ridge Estates to Pennsylvania, east of Pennsylvania. I'm happy to answer any questions, and the applicant's engineer is here as well.
So there's this is 3 of 4 phases. There'll be one more phase.
There'll be one more phase. Let me.
Which if you back up.
So, yep. So here would be the last phase
Okay.
underneath that preliminary plat.
All right, any questions of Janae from council? So, just a question, well. Can you pop the arrow back on there?
So it will probably, so typically after the final plat gets approved by city council, that's when then triggers the pre-construction meeting. And then that triggers as well the ODEQ water line permit. So there's a lot of things that have to happen after the final plat is approved. The applicant, we can allow grading and some grading on that lot as long as they have their stormwater discharge permit. I believe the applicant is trying to move forward with just the approval of this, not regarding the extension of the improvement of the road on Southeast 40th, the city part. And if whatever is going to happen with the additional right-of-way obtained, if possible, on the north side, that they would work with that water line design as well, engineering design with that if we did obtain additional right-of-way.
How many, are there gonna be 5 total phases here?
No, there's only 2 phases in this preliminary plat. Nothing up here has been, even though they own some land to the north, nothing has been preliminary platted or zoned other than this here underneath that new re-preliminary plat.
That's what I was wondering, they're kind of orphaning their, that 20-acre tract up there. I was just curious about that. But I guess across that, now they do stub out to that 20-acre tract with 2 roads, so.
Yes, they do.
Okay. So that I would think that there's a chance at some point in time they may come forward with a rezoning for that.
Yes, and that would require the notice, the rezoning notice, and it would require a new preliminary plat for that as well.
Okay, just wanted to make sure everybody was aware kind of what was going on in the area.
I have a question for the engineering, or you may know the detention pond that's in the southeast there. It looks like the
Here.
outlet,
Bottom right-hand
the
corner.
proposed pond, the proposed pond in the southeast corner of the plat.
Here.
Yeah, right there. So the outlet of that pond, and you could come over here and look at this, that way you don't have to pull it up, but the outlet of that pond is this, right? These contours get lower, 1195, they get lower, this gets higher. This is the outlet structure, is that correct?
The other structure's right here, so we're just charging
Here?
directly
Is
at
that
the existing
riprap, or
low.
what is all
Yeah,
that?
that's all that's riprap. Yep.
So all that's slowing all that down into this existing,
Low.
okay, but, so that property right there that you're discharging the water onto is Mr. Wallace's.
I agree.
Do we need to discuss any kind of temporary grading easement with him or temporary easement to establish that out? Or to focus also on all of that so we don't disturb his property? Is
Yeah,
that
we
something
can't legally disturb his property. All of that would be on
Right,
our
but-
property only. So we'll grade up to it, and doesn't show, but there's a 5-foot buffer of where we won't be disturbed from our from our, I guess, grading limits to our
Under the
property line. Yeah, the only thing we'll be disturbing within that 5 foot is just adding riprap to that existing low point to slow down the velocities of the water.
So this water ends up back on Pennsylvania?
So this water actually goes underneath Southeast 40th Street and then goes south to that existing water body south of the road.
Yeah, it all goes east.
Okay.
There's a ditch on the,
And then from there, it flows east to.
but that pond's gonna release on Mr. Wallace. I just didn't know if there needed to be a temporary construction easement or negotiated. If we're gonna speak to Mr. Wallace, then we would need to think about everything.
Yeah, we won't be encroaching into his property.
Okay. Thank you.
And won't be releasing any more than what?
We're less than historic, yes. That's
Really?
yeah, per your guys' doing code, yeah, we are less than historic, yes.
Okay. Just asking that question.
Oh no, I completely understand. Yeah. That's one thing that we don't want to deal with either.
Okay.
Any other questions for Janae or the engineer? All right. Thank you. May call you back up. At this time, is there any public comment concerning this agenda item? State your name and address for the record.
Charles Wallace, 3921 South Pennsylvania Avenue. Just the same concerns that we had earlier with that continuing on. The detention pond is interesting to me. I brought this up in the planning meeting. There's a lot of, I mean, the ditches that comes into, I can park a truck in. There's so much erosion. So I don't know if anybody's actually been back there and looked at it. I want to ensure that their engineering has went and looked at that to maintain and contain that flow and not direct that anywhere else than it's going today. I mean, it's literally 8, 10 feet deep, 12, 16 feet wide.
On the developer's property?
Some of it starts there and then it passes under my fence line.
Okay.
You're talking about going from their
Straight
property east, those, are they the ones on the, like, I'm looking at an aerial map, I see ditches.
Yeah,
Is that the ones he's talking about?
right.
Okay,
Where it crosses underneath the
into the brush where all those
Right.
trees are?
end of the trees.
Okay, yeah, I see the ditches on the city map.
Thank you, sir. Any additional public comment concerning this agenda item? Please state your name and address for the record.
Megan Hill. I live at 1470 Billy P. Drive, Norman, Oklahoma. We own the 10 acres opposite of Mr. Wallace on the west side, and then my mother-in-law owns north of that, where this plat will come into. I don't know enough about these things, but my concern would be with the fence that is on that west border. I've seen what they've done in phase 1 and 2, and they haven't put any fencing up. We do have cattle on that property, and so I just didn't know if that's something that how that works. It's a very old barbed wire fence. It's been there for years. So I didn't know if that's something that they put into place. I don't know if this is the time to talk about that. But then also regarding the detention pond, my question would be, how is that maintained? From what I've read on DEQ, after about 10 to 15 years, there's enough buildup that those sometimes need to be cleaned out, dropped because the sediment fills up. And so that would just be in thinking future 10 to 15 years from now, how does Home Creations have that set up to be maintained for Mr. Wallace? We will end up having a detention pond as well when they do the next phase that's missing. And so trying to get ahead of the ball on that right now. So thank you.
Janae, can you address the fence issue
The fence issue with,
with the property to the west, the existing barbed wire fence? What's the plans from Home Creation? Or is there plans to put fencing there? Or what is the plan when they develop those
Right
lots?
there, yeah.
are we talking here?
A little blue strip, but yeah, eventually the whole thing there, but the little blue strip right now where we're actually plating is what's applicable to this
Correct.
item.
Right.
So
She was saying west of this, though.
We own all of that.
All this
yeah, all that
okay.
through there, yes.
Yeah, I see it.
here, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's the whole block.
And the question is, number one, how is the detention ponds taken care of? And then the fencing, the
And
barbed
then the
wire
fencing.
fencing. The barbed wire fencing that's already there, they're only going to be on their property. They won't come onto anything on the west side. I mean, if it's an additional, I guess when they do the survey for this other portion, that they will then discover if that fence is on part of the Blue Ridge property or if it's actually on the adjacent or the connecting property owner.
I just wanted to be clear that since we're not residential going adjacent
Oh,
to commercial or
fencing.
something like
I'm
that,
sorry.
there's
Yes.
no obligation.
There's no obligation
that
for
way.
a requirement for a fence unless it's a commercial development. That's correct. Or industrial. My apologies. As far as the
Does Home Creations build the fence, or do they put that on the home buyer?
Home Creations is the developer and the builder.
Right. So do they build the fence, or when they sell the property, is the homeowner responsible to
think-
install the fence?
I'll have Lloyd
Is
answer.
it a part, is it a part of the package or not, is the question, yeah.
So,
Could be either or.
so to answer the concern, so if the existing barbed wire fence is encroaching onto our property, then we have the rights to take it down. However, we will work with any neighbors around that to talk to them, hey, you're encroaching on our property. Most likely we will work out with them, either A, relocate into their property, or B, install a new fence for them. Now, I can't say for sure what day will happen. Now, the developer, these are acreage lots. It's up to the homeowner what they want to do in terms of installing a fence
My
line.
question, you build the house, but you don't build the fence.
So that's more of the builder side of things. So, like I said, these acreage lots don't really have much siding on them just because they're so big. But if they were to do it, they only legally they have up to their property boundary.
So until the home is sold, the property owner would be the one putting the fence in.
Well, the existing fence will be in place. The existing
Right.
barbed wire fence.
Well, he's saying,
It can stay.
he's saying unless he determines it's encroaching.
Right.
Yeah, and we
But yes, the
even
barbed
at
wire
that-
should stay.
Yeah, the barbed wire fence should stay, even if it is encroaching. I think adverse possession probably would stay there. But
and we will work with the homeowner too.
the-
but we
the-
won't just remove
I
it.
guess what we
I'm-
want to make
I'm
sure
just
there's
wondering if the fence gets put up when the house gets built or not.
well,
That was
they don't have to
part
put
of
it. They don't have to do anything. There's an existing
Right.
fence there.
Right. That's the back of my
The
house.
barbed wire fence can remain the barbed wire fence.
Right, but normally there's a stockade fence that goes up when you,
Sometimes,
you know,
No,
and
not
sometimes
all.
sometimes there's
but-
not.
Well, I think the
I-
question is, the question I heard you asking is, does this development offer?
That's where I was headed. If the answer is no, then it goes to the homeowner whether they want to do it or not.
If they want to put
And-
up a
and if
stockade,
they
it
don't,
goes to
well
them.
then we're back to just the barbed wire fences there.
Mm-hmm.
So Miss Hill's concern is Miss Hill.
Yeah,
You
we
warranted if the fence was disturbed, there'd be an issue.
yeah we won't demolish the fence and just leave it as is. The developer will work out with any neighbors, and if there was a fence encroaching on our property, we'll work with them. However, the fence isn't encroaching on property. There's no worries at all. In regard,
Yeah.
And homeowners can decide whether or not they want to leave a barbed wire fence so they can have the view.
if it's on their property,
Right, if it's on the property line, or they want to put up a stockade fence, and that's entirely up to them.
it's up to them.
Or if they want to put a chain link fence up, so they can still have a view. There's no requirement on the
Or-
developer or the builder to put any type of other type of fencing up, is there?
That's correct.
Miss Hill, has there been an issue with the fence recently?
No, not at all. I just
Okay.
wanted to be sure so that we protected our animals as well.
Right.
Okay.
What was the main? Because if we're gonna invest in a fence,
Right.
be excessive. So I just wanted to know what the standard is. We don't need to know encroachment and all of that.
Okay, so let's try to make sure everybody speaks from the podium rather than in conversing with the gallery.
Next question is there an existing HOA for the development now?
Yes, there is an
And
existing
is
DOA.
that HOA responsible for all the common areas right now?
Correct. Yes.
So this phase would instantly transfer to that HOA, or
Yes.
the covenants written until a certain percentage are sold, it doesn't transfer.
It can depend on what the covenant says, but all of it will eventually be.
Question, what do they say?
I'm not too sure. I haven't have the covenants on hand, but then also I want to mention regarding her issue with or her concern with the detention pond. So we're in future talks, but in the future that's going to be a dry bottom pond. So the sediment issue won't be really a necessary concern with it unless it were to pile up, because dry bottom ponds it's all dry, there's no water in it. However, if it's a wet bottom pond, then that's where the concern will come to be, to where the sediment will eventually fill up that water surface, and then from there, the PUA will have to if it was to intrude on our, I guess, design, it will have to go in there and dig it up.
HOA would be responsible.
Yes.
So if it gets to the point that it's unsightly, just like a a lot that's not developed yet and the grass gets 5 feet tall, if those adjoining homeowners, property owners call the city, we have the right to reach out to the HOA and say they have a certain amount of time to maintain that. Is that like any other property?
Well, we wouldn't reach out. We would just tell whoever the caller is,
Well,
that's going to be an HOA issue. You need to speak with your HOA president.
However, if it becomes a violation of our ordinances, then we can notify the owner of the property. If it's still the,
that's where I'm
if
headed.
it's still the developer, we'll notify the developer and they'll be required to mow it, or we'll mow it and we'll file a lien against them.
That's where I'm headed.
Just like any other property in town.
That's where I'm headed.
It's a code enforcement issue. If that comes up, we'll handle it as such.
Okay. So the residents around there have a path to have that maintained if it's not being maintained.
Correct. Any additional public comment concerning this agenda item? All right, seeing none, we'll close the public comment section of this item. Any other council comment or concerns, questions? All right, I will entertain a motion.
What does this do if we tie these all together and do a special meeting? I mean, they're really are all connected.
I was trying to think how it would make a difference if we do this one. Is it going to impact the other one or not? I mean, I don't.
Is this separate? I mean, basically, yeah, I'm kind
I
of,
mean, like,
is this one separate than the water line and road, or does it have to be combined together to make the whole project work?
I think it's separate. It allows the developer to start doing some things that has no impact on water or street.
Well, I think that if we're concerned about that, we can condition any lot approvals or building permits on the some type of resolution to the road and water line issue.
Yeah, they because this is a final plat and all of the improvements have to be completed. It's usually 9 months to a year before these improvements are completed, before he would even be able to sell a lot. Before that final plat would be accepted.
Hey, what if they post a bond for the improvements and then we file the plat? Can't they start selling lots then?
If they post a performance bond, and knowing this, we would be like, well, you're going to wait to post a performance bond. Can't post a performance bond. They can sell lots, but they won't get a building permit because the improvements aren't completed. You're correct. They could potentially sell the lots, but we would not issue any building permits because there's no infrastructure there.
I like what Carl said, make them contingent, but
I mean, if they really want to move forward with this, I mean, it fits with the rest of the development. I have, I have no issues with continuing that, and if we make just the contingency on resolution of the road and water line issues, I think we'll
Before any lots are sold,
or any lots
or
yeah,
any building permits
any
are
building
issued.
permits are issued. I think we'll be
well done
well
for them.
Well ahead.
Yeah. I think that'll be well down the road. That'll allow them to start moving forward with getting that infrastructure in place.
I'll entertain a motion to approve item 6 conditional upon the review and agreement of the water right-of-way agreement, street right-of-way agreement for item 6. Is that enough?
A. Oh, there's only one. Come on.
Alrighty.
Second.
Motion second for approval of item number 6A with conditions.
Gene Reed,
Yes.
Todd DeMeco,
Yes.
Mike Fullerton,
Yes.
Marcy White, Carl Nell.
Yes. Item number 7, discussion of possible action on approval of development agreement with Farzane Development LLLP for waterline extension along Southeast 40th Street between the east platted boundary line of Blue Ridge Estates, Phase 3, connecting to the existing water line on the west side of South Pennsylvania Avenue. Make a motion to continue this to our next regularly scheduled meeting or potentially to a special meeting.
Second.
Motion second for continuance.
Gene Reed,
Yes.
Todd DeMeco,
Yes.
Mike Fullerton,
Yes.
Marcy White,
Yes.
Carl Nell.
Yes. And number 8, discussion of possible action on approval of Oklahoma Turnpike Authority Utility Relocation Agreement for professional engineering services between the City of Newcastle and Royal Engineering. Better run.
Oh. I was like, what is he doing? Okay. Same song, second verse? Okay, I make a motion to approve agenda item 8.
Second.
Motion second for approval of item number 8.
Gene Reed,
Yes.
Todd DeMeco,
Yes.
Mike Fullerton, absent, Marcy White,
Yes.
Carl Nell.
Yes. Item number 9, discussion of possible action on approval of projected cost estimates dated May 7th, 2026 for Oklahoma Turnpike Authority project utility relocations.
Make a motion to approve item 9.
Second.
Motion second for approval of item number 9.
Gene Reed,
Yes.
Todd DeMeco,
Yes.
Mike Fullerton, absent, Marcy White,
Yes.
Carl Nell.
Yes. Item number 10, discussion of possible action on award of bid for Veterans Park Tennis, Pickleball, and Sand Volleyball Enhancements Project and authorization to issue notice to proceed conditional on satisfaction of contract and bond requirements. So you want to grab Mike, please?
Steps in there.
Yeah, put my steps in today.
All right, we're ready. So the design engineer of the pickle tennis ball courts has recommended that council reject all bids on this that were received due to, some companies, contractors did not follow the bidding procedures. And then there were also issues with some portions of the bidding document that may have obscured the way contractors bid. So she's already basically started a cleanup of those documents. We are supposed to meet, talk about those, and then bring that also back down within budget. So that's her recommendation, is for council to reject all bids and us
Are
to.
there any big ticket items that we have to value engineer to make it work?
Well, and we did a lot of that.
We have to remove 2 pickleball courts do we know yet what that value engineering looks like?
One of the possibilities that I have considered is, do we remove one or both of the volleyball courts, but not pickleball?
Mm.
Not pickleball and tennis. Try to leave that alone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quite honestly, a volleyball court,
Yeah.
we can go out there and build that ourselves.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
We're talking a sand one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The only portion of those volleyball courts is a concrete curb or boundary around it. So,
Mm-hmm.
I real honestly, I think we can bring it within budget. It should be easily.
3 or 4 of those were within about 100,000, right?
Right.
Yep. Not too far off.
Right.
And hope we get it done right this time.
Yes.
All right. Any public comment concerning this agenda item? Yes, sir. State your name and address for the record.
And it's Stephen Mitchell. I'm with A&K Construction. We were the low general contractor bid on this project. I guess I'd just like to know what the budget actually is.
Right around 788
Okay.
is what it was estimated at.
We're looking forward to it, and when it rebids.
Very good. Thank you,
Thank
sir. And how soon do you think this will rebid?
Most likely we'll probably meet either this week she's on vacation, correct? So next week, we'll be meeting next week, and then we do have to go another 21 days
Okay.
on the bidding.
Have to publish it again, right?
Yes.
All things.
Okay. So not too far in the future.
No,
It's timeline for construction once they break ground.
I think she had 60 days, 90 days, 90.
They'll get a shot.
We're still looking at October, November.
Okay.
All righty. I'll make a motion to reject all bids and rebid item number 10.
Second.
Motion second for approval of item number 10 to reject all bids.
Gene Reed,
Yes.
Todd DeMeco,
Yes.
Mike Fullerton,
Yes.
Marcy White,
Yes.
Carl Nell.
Yes. Item number 11, public hearing discussion of possible action on approval of the annual budget of the City of Newcastle, including amendments thereto, if any, fiscal year July 1, 2026 through June 30, 2027. Adoption of the City of Newcastle Resolution number 2026-02.
Once again, the budget for general fund, no major changes. Roughly 10.53% fund balance, I believe, is where we're projecting for the end of 26, 27. We'll come back, we'll come back probably in September, December. Staff will come back and look at whether or not there's a possibility for COLAs. And of course, then bring that to council if there is, like we did this past year. We'll be watching this closely because we are still short on police officers. Those positions were frozen. All hiring was frozen at this point. Planning department is short one person. It would be a replacement. Hers would be a replacement position, but we basically had to freeze those positions as well. They even were replacements due to the funding that was coming in. So hopefully it looks a little better, and here in the next few months with taxes coming in, we'll be able to look at that. But other than that, right now, no major changes as to what we did May 21st.
Any public comment concerning this agenda item? Entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve item 11, annual budget.
Second.
Motion second for approval of item number 11.
Gene Reed,
Yes.
Todd DeMeco,
Yes.
Mike Fullerton,
Yes.
Marcy White,
Yes.
Carl Nell.
Yes. Item number 12, public hearing, discussion of possible action on approval of the annual budget of the Newcastle Economic Development Authority, including amendments thereto, if any, fiscal year July 1, 2026 through June 30, 2027. Adoption of the City of Newcastle Resolution number 2026-03.
This budget is basically a rollover budget, especially now at this point, because right now our billboards that we have up on I-44 are not leased at this point. We've been trying to get those leased, but nobody has seemed to want to lease those at this point. So there's really not any revenue stream that comes into this fund right now, and we haven't spent any money out of this fund either. So
Move to approve item 12.
Second.
Motion second for approval of item number 12.
Gene Reed.
Yes.
Todd DeMeco,
Yes.
Mike Fullerton,
Yes.
Marcy White,
Yes.
Carl Nell.
Yes. Item number 13, discussion and possible action on adjustment of speed limits on Northwest 16th Street.
a few months ago, council, or maybe even a year ago, council passed an agenda item to lower the speed limits from Country Club going westbound down to 35 miles an hour. Everything eastbound from Country Club out to 62 pretty much remained the same. This area from 62 to Country Club on Northwest 16th is 45 miles an hour. Staff recommends, I recommend that we go ahead and lower that. There was an individual, of course, that was hit there on a bicycle by a vehicle. We understand, accidents do happen, but this area is becoming busier than it has been, just simply because of the park and so many people using that area, bicycling, walking, whatever they may be doing.
Lessens the impact.
Yes.
Well, it's 35, but then it goes up to 45 right before you get to the park. Right where the edge of the park property is where it goes up. So it is 35 for a little bit there, but where we really need it to be 35.
Just that entire stretch, half mile or
Yeah.
a little more needs to be
Yep.
Reduced to 35.
Yeah, and the senior housing's about to go in there, senior citizen housing. I mean, a lot of
Those
good
old
reasons.
folks, they need you to slow down.
Yep.
Are we still thinking possibly, I'll wait later.
All right, any public comment concerning this agenda item? So you sat here all night long, Steve, you might as well talk.
No. That's what he came for.
My name is Stephen Bowers. I live at 807 Northwest 16th, right in front of the park. Excuse me. Like Ms. White was saying, from Highway 62 to the 700 block of Northwest 16th, it's 35. then it kicks up just as the park starts,
Yep.
and the traffic really builds too, because people coming off that Garrett Farm Road,
Mhm.
and like she also said about the Grove, I believe the name of the
Yeah,
new
the Grove.
senior development is going in there. We've lived there for 29 years, and when we first came out here, 45 was fine because we didn't have hardly any traffic back then. And there's 700 new houses that's been built
Yeah.
around us
Mhm.
in the last few years. And I mean, we sit out on the front porch now and just try to pace how fast these people are going. It's gotten crazy.
It gets loud on there at night.
Oh yeah, real loud.
Speeding down it quite a bit out my back.
Yeah, my bedroom is on the north side of the house. But also, my neighbor just east of me has lost 4 brick mailboxes in the last year because that's right when the speed limit changes.
Mhm.
And what does a normal person do when the speed limit changes? First thing they're going to do is glance out the odometer, see how fast they're going. That's when they have nailed his mailbox 4 times. And then they got mine about a month and a half ago, a brick mailbox.
Mhm.
But it's just a safety issue. I mean, there's no reason for it to be that fast with that volume of traffic going there. And I was also going to suggest that if they do approve to reduce it to 35, that they get a radar feedback sign so people can see what their actual speed is. And it also helps alert them that there's been a change.
Right. I was going to ask you to put up a sign that says, "Remember the speed change, Marcy,"
Yeah.
because I drive by it so many times a day.
Remind people.
Yeah.
That's all I have, and I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
We have a portable sign. Do we still have a portable
We used
reader?
to, yeah.
Yeah, let's use that from time to time. That'd be good.
Especially during school, probably would be even best during school.
Yeah. Well, we could definitely use it out here occasionally. Yeah.
That's a great idea when you make that change.
Just let us know.
Right.
Let the council know when you.
Yeah.
That's what I said this
The
time.
big beacon up there.
We want to be informed.
Mhm.
I move to approve item 13.
Second.
2,
Big.
Two.
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 Oh, 30.
35.
35.
34.5 miles per hour.
Alrighty.
35.
Motion second for approval item number 13 at 35 mile per hour.
Jane Reed,
Yes.
Todd DeMeco,
Yes.
Mike Fullerton,
Yes.
Marcy White,
Yes.
Carl Nell.
Yes. Item number 14, discussion of possible action, award of quote for police station roof repairs using 30% of the half-cent sales tax fund for capital improvement.
Roof on the PD's had some issues over the last few years, and we've been able to make some quick repairs to it and, make it last another year or whatever. The building was built, I believe they opened that up in 2011. So the roof is about 15 years, getting pretty close to its useful life. And it has now been recommended that that thing either be completely replaced or basically overlaid with this Duralast, I believe is what it's called, roofing. And you see the quotes there. Some different quotes. The Duralast, the Leidy Roofing Company, that's the only thing that they use is the Duralast. I have been told, and the way my luck's running tonight, I hope it's true. I have been told though that the workmanship on this roof, the warranty runs exactly the same with the roof itself, 15 years. So where the others, the workmanship warranty is 5 years. So that's one of the reasons that I'm recommending going with this Duralast, and the way it's been explained is this roofing comes over the edge, and actually it's not just stretched and stopped at the very edge, but it's basically overlapped, and then however they work it back into the system. And supposedly they just did one of these down in Anadarko for a very large facility, and supposed to be a really good roof, supposed to last a long time, much better than just a regular standard TPO, which is what's on there now. It's also what's on our fire station right now. So this is what I'm recommending for this, and it would of course come out of the 30% funding that can be used for that.
We're recommending Leidy Construction for $78,000 for the Duralast.
Correct.
You're comfortable with that roofing company that they weren't started 6 months ago? There's a company that's reputable and you're going to be around to service the warranty?
They are.
Okay. That's
Yes.
all I mean. Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
Public comment concerning this agenda item? Alrighty.
Public left.
I thought the police were here just for that item and.
Gene was like, are they here for the roof?
I figured you knew exactly when the police department was built because you were sitting across the street Luston after that new building, right?
Pretty much, and you're the one that told me I wasn't getting one.
Yep. You didn't.
I actually said, we'll get you one.
Someday.
A little longer than we thought.
And it's not mine.
It's not yours, nope.
Well, you get to oversee it.
Byron,
Well.
Steve got to spend a lot of time in that old station too, so
Yep.
Yeah.
I will entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve agenda item 14 for Leidy Construction, and I forgot 78,000. Is that what you said?
Yes.
All right.
Second.
Motion second for approval of item number 14, Mighty Construction for $78,000.
Gene Reed,
Yes.
Todd DeMeco,
Yes.
Mike Fullerton,
Yes.
Marcy White.
Yes.
Carl Nell.
Yes. Item number 15, discussion of possible action granting Eckert Operation LLC an easement on city-owned property located in the northeast quarter, section 22, township 9 north, range 4 west, in the Meridian, McLean County, Oklahoma, as described for the purpose of routing the racer pipelines and for construction of a valve site. Same as on the other one.
Yes.
I make a motion to approve agenda item 15.
Second.
Motion second for approval item number 15.
Gene Reed,
Yes.
Todd DeMeco, Mike Fullerton,
Yes.
Marcy White,
Yes.
Carl Nell.
Yes. Item number 16, discussion of possible action on approving the submission of an Emergency Management Performance Grant, EMPG, application for the purpose of replacing all exterior doors at the Newcastle Community Storm Shelter.
Of course, this is a grant for emergency management, and the cost of replacing all of the doors at the storm shelter is a little over 71,000. This is only a $30,000 grant, so it would cost the city maximum 30,000. It would cost the city the $41,000 to install these doors, but we have had people come. We've had them repaired. I don't know how many times over the last 2 or 3 years, and they came out this time to give us an estimate on replacement. And the guy, one of the companies that came out, said these doors will not meet ICC 500 standards anymore. They're,
When's a tornado ever come through? By the way,
yeah,
Yeah.
they're done. So,
right?
you know, I went over this
Why not?
with Jeannie, and we talked about this, and I went over it. I can't remember if I went over it with you or not, but as far, because this would come out of grant funding to pay for this, or potentially we had discussed using some other, even general fund if we needed to. But to continue operating that as a public storm shelter without these doors is not a very smart move.
No. Our luck with tornadoes is also not very good, so
Yep.
unfortunately.
And this is just to submit. We don't know if we'll get it or not. If we do, we'll come back to council, of course.
We'll get it.
This is Donnie.
Oh, Donnie?
Donnie, I did not do this.
You might need help him with the golden pen.
We'll put his reputation on the line.
Make a motion to approve item 17,
16.
16.
Second.
Motion second for approval item number 16.
Gene Reed,
Yes.
Todd DeMeco,
Yes.
Mike Fullerton,
Yes.
Marcy White. Yes. Carl Nell.
Yes. Item number 17, discussion of possible action to approve installation of a stop sign at North Rockwell and Twin Creek.
I'll let Councilman Fullerton to speak to this one. He requested this item to be on the agenda.
I've had a couple of residents in my area that, and I'll even say myself, when cars are pulling out of Twin Creeks, I think the intersection is so wide right there that they fail to look left and right and sometimes pull out in front of people. I've had a couple of my residents inside Willow Springs, south and north, requesting a stop sign at that location.
Twin Creek, the one,
The gated one.
gated one over there.
Where?
So they come out there and just.
It's hammered down sometimes. And it's not just the residents, it's also the people who go in there and,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and maintain.
There's a stop sign on
Where's that
31st
at?
now.
Twin Creek.
Stop sign on
That's out.
the west at that intersection. Is there one already? One there, right?
I do
Just
believe.
not one for Rockwell.
Correct.
Yeah, it's just right there.
There's one here.
Yes.
Not two this way, right?
They're talking about for here.
Right.
Coming
You're
out.
looking for traffic coming this
Where's
way.
that at?
I don't
Where's
know how
Twin
we're
Creek
gonna,
at?
it's gonna be tough to put a stop sign in that area.
Oh, that's the pipeline.
I don't know how they're gonna do it. Cause it's such a wide drive.
Well,
Yeah,
So
because
you
the
make it
gate,
four-way.
gate comes over it, and then the apron is so wide, I don't know where a stop sign would be.
I'm not for sure. I mean, that's something that maybe
there's Twin Creek. I see it.
It's gonna be difficult.
it'll be difficult. I agree, it is difficult, but it does need to be looked at if we can.
That's hard on ours, that width like that, when it comes out of my neighborhood, same thing.
Was approved, so.
Contingent on.
You put a yield sign there, which would be different, probably nothing, but because you're talking about people,
Maybe placing painting stop bars might help a little bit. Um, Something that, just to make sure that the vehicles are slowing down, paying attention.
I'm not against it. It just seems awkward either way. And it's awkward to not have something there to save a wreck either, so.
Is it, you
Right.
want the stop sign on, for the people on Rockwell to stop?
No, it's on
People
Twins.
coming out of Twin Creek?
Yes.
Go in either direction? Which way do they usually go? Do they turn north?
I've seen them turn both ways. I'm having them come head on. I've had them come and go in the other direction as well.
Oh, that's right.
So
Wow, that's weird. I mean,
most of them are going to the north, though.
I would think most of them would go to the north.
Probably.
Depends on if they're headed towards school or to work.
Isn't it natural to, usually there's not a stop sign coming out of their neighborhood already?
No, I don't think so.
the gate.
No, I don't see one.
They stop to get
It's
through
a
the
gate,
gate, but.
but that gate's open. I
The
think
apron is where it turns
The
public.
apron's so wide,
Yeah.
That's at ours. You have to pull forward to be able
I
to see.
mean, in
if
theory, you
know
could
what
put a
you're
stop sign to the right. They pull up there and they're supposed to stop before they pull on the road. But where do you put your stop line? I don't know. But to the left, I don't know either.
no.
You'd probably have to, one way to do it is to put some stripes in there, put a stop line there. I guess,
Or put a yield to oncoming or to on,
Something.
I don't know.
what's the word for, to cross traffic?
I mean-
Yield to
I mean-
cross traffic?
Kevin, do,
Do some signage on the other
You know
side.
what usually with, oh, I thought you were handing me that.
Does it come out the gate?
does our police have an opinion on that?
I haven't discussed it with them.
Need my name on the thing.
I just, personally, I wouldn't see a four-way there.
No,
four-way.
I wouldn't say a four-way, but
Four-way, but
Or
definitely
just
a
maybe even just put yield to cross traffic sign, you know?
something needs to just change right there.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of a change of something to get.
Well, it's so difficult because the radius of Twin Creek there is just, it's just
Right.
too wide for,
Right.
I mean, there's a good line of sight, of course, either way.
Yeah, it's just that
But-
not paying attention and
Well, how
Then-
many houses are, I'll tell 15 of those people.
then to police it would be kind of a challenge too. If where was I supposed to stop, officer?
Right.
I don't think that's uncommon though, because that's exactly what happens at my neighborhood too. It's really wide and like we have to pull way forward past the stop sign to see, just to make sure we catch cross it's just yield to cross traffic is what it is. I mean,
maybe our
but it can
maybe
get
our roadway crews can look at that,
dicey
see what
if they
can
don't.
figure out. Or maybe if we investigate, have like a traffic, yeah, have like a traffic engineering company take a look at it or something. I don't know. I'm not a specialist in traffic control.
You put a little sign on each side that says cross traffic does not stop.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I was trying to think what it usually says. That's what it says.
because I bet none of the people in Twin Creek are asking for this, right?
No, probably not.
And when they come, we'll point them to Mike.
Yeah.
Because they'll be here next meeting.
LLE.
Well, I know that the ones in Willow Springs are the ones asking for it.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
Council member that's.
I don't blame them.
Yeah. Who's that council member at
What word is
large?
that? Line between his and mine.
Can we table it for more discussion or
I think it could be tabled for more
Or-
discussion.
I like cross traffic.
table the way to do it?
But
or if you
We can-
table it, it comes.
Yeah, I can
back up.
speak with police chief or whatever.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
probably be good.
see what they
If
think.
you don't mind, I'll make a motion to table item 17.
I agree with you.
Second. Motion second. Table item number 17 to our next regularly scheduled meeting.
Jean Reed,
Yes.
Todd DeMeco,
Yes.
Rick Fullerton,
Yes.
Marcy White. Yes. Carl Nell.
Yes.
Item number 18, discussion and possible action to approve and accept the Oklahoma Department of Transportation, ODOT, project maintenance, financing, and right-of-way agreement for the purpose of pedestrian and bike improvements and constructing sidewalks along Northwest 10th Street from the library to North Country Club.
This is the grant that Jeanette applied for and got for the sidewalk down 10th Street. We were awarded, but it has not been accepted by the council, so
Okay.
just need to accept so we can sign, get it back to them, and she can start.
Almost like free money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't done yet?
So where does this extend to, Kevin? It goes
All
from
the way to Country Club.
the library all the way to,
Yeah.
okay.
Basically right here where the school sidewalk kind of ends at 10th Street,
Yeah.
it basically picks up there and then goes all the way to Country Club.
Okay.
So it'll connect to the trail. So you'll have sidewalk basically connect to our trail and then create new sidewalks so that all the residents on both sides in that area can have safe walking paths to the library, elementary, Main Street, the entire region.
That'll be nice. That's a busy road.
The snow sledding hill.
Snow sledding hill. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make a motion to approve item 18.
Second.
Motion second for approval of item number 18.
Gene Reed,
Yes.
Todd DeMeco,
Yes.
Mike Fullerton,
Yes.
Marcy White,
Yes.
Carl Nell.
Yes. Item number 19, city manager comments.
Had a meeting, I believe it was last week, and I may have put this in my report down at the fire station, new fire station with OEC, with Lingo Construction, with Guernsey. All of us met on site to discuss electrical issues with that fire station.
Oh, really?
And they really don't know what it is at this point. OEC was out there for, well, they came out and they installed a device on the station to read the voltage coming in, to read the harmonics coming in, what was being created there, what was the issue that was being created, and they left that on the system for how many months?
6 months.
6 months, and really couldn't pick up anything. They did pick up a few times of some voltage spikes coming into the station, but nothing that they thought would cause the issues we're having. We're having specifically a board burnout that serves our air conditioning system in that station, and it's burned out 3 times.
Goodness.
So I sent out an email to all those people a couple of weeks ago, and I said, okay, because it happened again. I said, all right, this is enough. We're all going to meet on site. We're going to talk about this. We're going to find a resolution because it's costing the city money. That station is now out of warranty.
Mm.
So, and
That's what I was wondering.
however, it started not long after the guys moved in,
Right.
and it's never stopped. So we're still going to be looking at pressing them for cost on all of this. But anyway, they are on top of it. They think within about 4 weeks, Guernsey will be able to have a report back to us after meeting with OEC. They're supposed to go to their office and look at some things that on the testing that was done. They actually put a monitor on it again while we were out there last week, so it's still on there now. But Chief Yates came in this morning, and his thermostat was completely out in his office. Wasn't even registering. And they said that it happened in one of the bedrooms also over the weekend. All this happened over the weekend. So something's going on that's, I have my thoughts. I'm no electrical engineer. I have my thoughts on it, but.
And at this point, we don't even know who it belongs to, the problem belongs to, right?
We don't. And that's
It's
what
not turned into a normal
that
library
underground?
now.
Is that Hug Power Underground?
No, it's overhead.
It is overhead?
No, it's all overhead. They couldn't run it underground.
Okay.
It's bad.
Anyway, just want to bring that up because we are working toward that, but it has, I think every time that board's went out, it's cost us about $1,500.
Crazy.
That's not good.
No.
It's not good.
Anyway, that's all I have, Larry.
Sir. Item number 20, council member comments.
I enjoyed my second experience of too toxic to trash. And the crowd out there.
It
And
was busy.
and I recommend we schedule those more frequently because they always draw rain.
You know, the one about mid-July, if you would, please.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, very good. Very good. And all those, I don't know if the volunteers are paid or whatever, but I appreciate all of our city people that were out there greeting people and checking in and everything like that. And I know it's not our business to announce businesses and everything, but it looked like it was a legit posting by Sherwin Williams saying our building is coming along really well. So is that public knowledge
Oh.
now that Sherwin
That
Williams?
one is.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, and that's a pleasant surprise to me. I mean, it's kind of I don't know how much revenue that generates, if any, for us, but it does. And to have Sherwin Williams and other in the construction related businesses find a home in Newcastle sounds pretty good to me.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that was one of the businesses that we looked at as far as our sales tax coming in for
Oh.
next budget year.
The next.
Okay.
Be able to increase that a little bit.
Okay.
So,
And is a public knowledge about other businesses there on that lot yet?
Okay.
Christian Brothers is
Yeah.
the only one.
Is there also? Okay.
That where
That's
Casey's is going to? No.
two pretty substantial
I think that one-
footprints there.
I heard, no, we heard it. We talked, I don't know. I thought we did.
Those are the only two that have applied for building permits and that have sold.
Okay. I don't know. I heard it, and then a lady at Casey's in Oklahoma City, or the one on West Santa Fe, that she was trying to get that location. So I don't know.
I'm not repeating nothing right now.
At this point in time,
Until
until
it's signed
the building
document, I
permit
ain't
is final
saying
and
nothing.
today, and a land transaction
Alright.
has occurred, and they haven't, either one of those, so.
Good. Very good.
Well, they have someone wanting to be their manager if they come here.
If that happens, I guess we'll see.
Thank you.
Speed on Northwest 24th Street. I texted you a little bit this morning about it on the heavy trucks, the dump trucks hauling dirt down there.
Oh.
They are moving. I mean, we're talking about, I've seen them. I was sitting there, I guess, at the Pacer paying a bill for them, and I was just watching the traffic go by, and some of them probably tripping 55,
Where are they
60
going? There's
miles
so
an hour.
many of them.
They're hauling dirt.
Oh.
Most of them are asphalt plants.
It's that YOY. A lot of them are the YOY
They're
truck.
asphalt plants, they're hauling millings in, most of them are concrete in, and they're hauling asphalt back out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they were running heavy coming inward. I didn't notice that. And then
Yeah, usually, you know, the people that have the asphalt plant now, they do a lot more with actually utilizing millings and bringing in concrete and grinding it and those type of things than the old owners did.
All we need are speed bumps like they have right out there.
but
I'd be here on time if it wasn't for those speed bumps.
But they were moving pretty fast. I feel like that's something that we need to pay closer attention to. Coming up when we do, and I know I've asked this before, but have we looked at possibly getting a temporary signal light when we take down Northwest 24th Street to put on Northwest 16th Street?
I have not discussed anything with ODOT.
When we take down Northwest 24th, for the bridge, we haven't yet, but we sure can.
I mean, that would also give us an idea how it might help there
Permanently.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be cranky for the year, or how much ever it takes to do that.
We'll give it a shot. I'm sure, they always love to hear from us down at District 3.
No, yeah, I know.
It's gonna be busy.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see double traffic.
Or we need to put a right turn only.
Well, I think more people will end up going to 37.
And they might.
Especially the ones that are gonna have to turn left in the morning, because that would be.
No.
That light is gonna be pretty difficult for anybody to get out.
I know. I wish at least it could say right turn only from weekdays from.
I just hope at some point in time we can get a signalization there.
I do too.
And then I think we get Walker, we do a traffic study during school days.
Uh-huh.
I think that
It'll clinch it.
Yeah, it's once we get Walker and hopefully we get, like I said, both bridges done this year, this fiscal year. And if there's enough money, we get Walker Street completed, and we'll be ready to go for, you know, maybe before this school year is finished up, but certainly for the next school year, it'll be ready to go.
You, mentioned 76 light?
I did.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I talked, matter of fact, I think I put it out in the city manager report.
Okay, very good.
I would guess we might get enough
About
traffic on it.
76 light,
76 and 130.
130.
Yeah.
We'll be getting a signalization
Oh, yeah.
as
Yeah.
part of the project.
I'd heard about it. I couldn't remember where.
Yeah.
but-
Where? Oh, 70. Oh, good.
Yep, so they've,
That'll be good.
yep.
But yeah.
Well, I told my wife to let me know if she needs me. Yeah. And I hadn't heard from her yet. And I also said, or at the end of the first half, let me know.
When is
So
our
she hadn't called yet.
Right. What we got, Gene? You got an update or no?
We headed towards 3-0.
I'm not real. I don't really follow it that far. But I looked a while ago at the end of one. At the end of one, San Antonio was ahead 11 points. But
It would be a shame not to have 6 games out of this series.
yeah, I want
Money
four.
in the
I want
pocket.
4 straight.
They want-
I don't want San
not enough
Antonio.
money for 4 straight. I don't want them to win either, but
Any other council member comments? If not, item number 21 is adjournment.
motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion second for adjournment. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.